Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft for what is live stream at number 38 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning. Hope your weekend went well. We're back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on from Friday's last stream. So on Friday, we continue to rebuild the roads and infrastructure while getting material ready for other things. And then we managed to complete the bridge work before unlocking the harbour base. We had an interesting time trying to get the harbour base up and running due to what it needed and the fact we had to go across a river that had a bridge that was broken, and we had to get a piece of metal down to actually get it accessed. We did it in the end. It took a bit of time, but we did it. Today we continue on the final base game map Kernel with the aim of hopefully, fingers crossed, finishing the base game this week. That's my thinking anyway, but we shall see how we go. Once we load in, we'll have a look at the missions and we'll just crack on with everything we need to do and see how we go. But yeah, I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I am struggling a little bit this morning, so bear with me if I have to stop for a minute just to stretch, basically. It's been a decent weekend, just a rough one for me in that regard. It's just been a bit of a struggle, and yeah, this morning's not fun. But we continue on. That's the important part. Okay. Just got to do all the other bits I need to do, and we can crack on. I just need to check the sound. I can't do that until it actually comes up. Adverts first, obviously. There we go. I don't mind not checking the sound, just in case there's an issue at any point. It's always better to actually check, I feel. Massive thank you to everyone who's watched the channel update. Very much appreciated. If you haven't seen as well, the schedule went live yesterday for this week. Check that out on our videos. If not, check out the community post that went live last night. That tells you all the live stream times this week. Our focus is on RoadCraft and also trying to get the platinum for Assassin's Creed Shadows. But for that, I just need to focus a bit more on actually the trophies rather than looking around on the map and going, let's do this instead. So, yeah, that's something we're trying to do. And then hopefully we'll have a vote shortly for next main live stream game. Probably, potentially will start towards the end of October, I would guess, to be fair. But that is all my stuff done. Let's just see. The boys should be at school by now. His watch is telling me he is, but I haven't received a message. Okay, let's continue on. We're now 87 hours in as it stands. And we are 47% complete on Kernel. We've got 7 of 17 infrastructure quests complete, 15 of 33 objectives, 5 of 9 side objectives. And as you can see, we're on the second of the 4 parts to the map itself. I think we'll finish that second part today, I would guess. Potentially get a decent way into the third part, hopefully. As I say, the aim is to finish Kernel before the end of the week. We've got 3 morning streams of RoadCraft. I'm hoping to have the base game done this week. But it all depends. We're not rushing anything. It takes what it takes. And we get done when we get done. At the end of the day. Now, I'm trying to remember what we finished off on Friday doing. I think we're building a road. I want to say we were, but I don't think we finished it. We'll find out in a second. But yeah, the big thing with Kernel's been roads. We've had to build so many roads so far. Just the terrain is horrendous. And it's the convoys really the reason for the roads. Okay, let's have a look. So, this was the road we were building. So this is a road actually the game wanted us to build. We've extended it to make it reach the logistics terminal. The actual road it wants to do is here. And then it comes down around here. But where are we going from there? Oh, down here, wasn't it, I think. Let's actually look at... supply the machine yard with spare parts. Where's the machine yard? Oh, up there. Oh, okay, yes, I remember now. So, we have to set a convoy up, going to the machine yard, which is here. And the reason we were doing the extra road, we put bridges over here. And then we had to start building a road, because once you get to the geothermal plant, you then have to head down this way to the logistics terminal. And he did want us to build a road, which is what we started at the end of last stream. We extended this road to actually go into logistics terminal, mainly because our concern was that it wouldn't make it all the way if we weren't careful, because there was a lot of mud here. So we did the extra. So now we need to lay the tarmac, and then after tarmacking, roll it, and that's job done. And we actually finished the stream by taking our heavy transporter and putting the roller and the asphalt layer on the back, and they're ready to do their thing as we complete that road and the extension. Having a look at objectives, we've got the machine yard with spare parts. There's a vehicle for us to drive as well. Find the spring pump station, that's easy enough. There's a vehicle right next to it, so that's easy to do. Strengthen the pier. We need to pick up four items. Yes, pick up 4 items here. They look quite big. They're probably going to have to go on the heavy transporter, to be fair. Pick up 4 items and deliver them down to the pier down here. That's something we need to look at as well. Side missions, we've got to find all the archaeological sites. Once we've done this road and this mission, because it was a continuation of a mission we'd already started, we'll go and do the archaeological sites next, as that side mission has been there longer than all the other missions. So we'll do that next. And then decide from there. So we start today by actually finishing off this road, essentially. So we want to jump into the asphalt layer, just here. We'll get it off the back of the trailer, and we'll do the road. Why can I not move? Are we still... Unstrapped cargo, that would help, wouldn't it? I did just think that maybe it's still strapped, and it was. There we go. So yeah, the road itself was actually a road we were made to build as part of a mission, but we extended this because we wanted to make sure that we'll get all the way to logistics terminal, so it has been extended. We can go in the middle. We used to have to go to the side and then come back on ourselves, but because this asphalt layer is the wider one, the better one, essentially, we can stay in the middle and it will do what we need. Okay, let's start as we mean to go on. Get the asphalt laid, get to the logistics terminal. How does that... I think I've gone too far to one side there, a little bit. Not a good way to start, is it? Already messing up the road. But yeah, once this road is done, we'll then go and do the archaeological sites. We've had that mission on for quite a while, and then from there we'll do them in order as they appear, essentially. We've got 3 main missions currently outstanding on one side, so I think we'll do okay. We should definitely get the 50% mark today, I would hope, and then from there we'll see how we go. Originally we were looking at chopping the trees down for this road here, but we then set the AI to do the sand, and it decided to just knock the actual trees down itself with the heavy dumper, so that saved us a bit of work, to be fair. Crossing the water. But yeah, I think the extension was definitely needed, and hopefully the convoy can do its thing. And while the convoy's going, we'll deliver the vehicle that needs delivering as well. It's both been done in conjunction, essentially. But yeah, there's quite a lot to do on this map, and obviously the roads take time each time you need to make some. But they're needed, otherwise the convoys just don't make it. So I think that's the thing that's slowing us down a little bit, is all the extra roads we have to build, essentially. But as I said before, I like the fact that the game isn't easy at this point. You know, there's lots of games you play, you get towards the end and everything's too easy. Whereas this, it's even ramped up. I feel like it's ramped up at the end. You know, it does seem harder, there's more to do, obviously, road-wise. And a lot of these are our choice. We don't actually have to do these roads. But obviously, if a convoy then gets stuck and we haven't built the road to help it, it's just going to slow us down. We may as well spend that bit of extra time making sure that any convoys can actually do what they need to do. Just going to make sure the sedge is done. To be fair, when you do roll the asphalt after laying it, it does spread more than it is already. So you do get a little bit extra from doing so, but then the edge is always left as well. And I think with just the sand, this probably would be okay. It may degrade over time, but I don't think the asphalt is necessarily needed here. But then, if you put the sand down, you might as well take the extra and do the asphalt just in case, because they use a Wayfarer, it can get stuck on anything. The Wayfarer is the worst vehicle in the game as far as I'm concerned. And 9 times out of 10, for the big convoys, they tend to use it straight the first time round. The first delivery is the one we need for the mission, and they tend to deliver a Wayfarer 9 times out of 10, which is really annoying. After that, they tend to use different vehicles after the first one, which obviously then don't have as big of problems getting around. It's just the Wayfarer that's the problem. We've obviously pushed this a little bit wider when we've laid the sand, hence I've had to reverse a little bit at times. Although we've got the widest asphalt layer, we're still missing a little bit on each side, it seems. I think that'll be okay. To be fair, if we set the route in the middle, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. But right, this is logistics terminal. The last bit to do here, but yeah, the ground here was really bad, so we thought we'd extend into it just to make sure the convoy's got no real excuse for not making it. We did make this bit wider on purpose as well. Asphalt layer's not very happy with this surface, it seems. Come on, I'm not turning it at all, and sometimes that can help it. If we don't make it over, we'll have to turn it off to do so. But let's just get this edge done. We made this wider just to allow for any turning, essentially. But yeah, the asphalt layer's not liking this too much. Didn't mind that bit. It's only got a burst of speed there. Right, we'll just go back over this edge here. And then we'll roll the thing. We'll take 2 loads of the roller. The roller's not quite as wide as the asphalt layer, so we'll take two goes on the roller. Back and forth, and then I think the job's done. We'll set the convoy off and we'll go and deliver the other vehicle while the convoy is making its way there, hopefully without any issues. Shouldn't really lay asphalt backwards, I know. Just trying to get this last little bit really, just here. There we go. Right, what we'll do, let's chuck this away over here. There we go. That's not needed now. So we'll jump in the roller that's sat on the at the geothermal plant on the heavy transporter. We'll roll this, and then we are good to go. And then, yeah, I haven't actually looked at the route we need to take without the vehicle, to be fair. Hopefully, not too bad. But we do have the harbour base now open, so we can. It's now an easy way of using that at least. The archaeological sites, I don't think will take too long. I think they'll be fine. I'm not expecting any major issues with those, so I just think it's just a case of getting scout vehicles to get to them essentially. And we'll go from there. That's my little boy to tell me he's at school. He just decided not to message him now. Wait a second. He's really happy. He's on fight. Well, the other week he put himself forward for house captain in his final year, year 6, and you know, he had to write a letter to explain why he'd be good for the position. He had to go and have an interview with the head teacher and things, and he found out after waiting all week to find out. They kept saying we'll find out tomorrow, and they never did. He found out on Friday that he got the position, which he was so happy about. Really proud of him, doing well. Because at the end of the day, not, you know, it takes some confidence to write a letter out by hand. They wouldn't allow you to use a computer. You had to write the letter by hand. You had to go and do the interview with no prep, because they didn't tell him when the interview was. They just pulled him out of lesson that day and said, right, here's the interview. So there was no prep. We wasn't able to do any prep for it really. And he smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Last year as a librarian, this year is house captain. So yeah, proud of him. Put his mind to it and he did it. That's the important part. Yeah, this will take 2 loads because obviously it's wider than the roller itself. Might even take 3 for the middle bit, to be fair. Trying to put a bit too much asphalt down here by the looks of things. Okay, so that bit on the left there, where the sand is, there is no sand underneath it. Can't roll that. I did think that might be the case, to be fair. I wasn't sure how that would work. But yeah, there's no actual sand underneath some of the asphalt, and that because of that you can't actually roll it. I've not tested that before. I did wonder if that would be. It does say has to be on sand, so I did wonder whether if it's not on sand, how does that work? Because you can still put the asphalt down. That's the thing. But yeah, it doesn't roll. Alright, let's get this bit flattened. And then we're going to head back to the geothermal plant that direction anyway to roll the middle bits we've missed. No, not the middle bits, sorry, the side bits. But this isn't quite wide enough. This is the wider one of the rollers as well. The newer one, but it's just not wide enough for the asphalt layer. The asphalt layer is so much wider now. Last little bit on this right and then we'll follow it back. That bit on the right there, you can't roll that, it seems. We'll try and make these roads as good as we can. Obviously some of the time, I'm not going to say a lot, some of the time not perfect. Do the job. You have a few potholes here and there, it's not a realistic road otherwise, is it? That's the thing. I know a lot of people are playing Ghost of Yotai. We are planning to do it on the channel. It'll be included in the next main live stream game vote. The reason we're not doing it yet is we did a vote earlier on the channel to not play it on release so you guys can enjoy the story about me ruining the story for you. So we will be doing it on the channel in due course. Someone asked me the other day about it, I was explaining about the vote and they're like, well that's silly. Should do it on release. Like, no. I don't want to ruin the story for people. I want people to enjoy a game themselves. You know, you don't have to do things on release. The only thing we do on release is generally if I really want to play something. But people don't seem to understand the actual not playing things on release thing though. And letting you guys make that decision. The amount of times I get comments and messages asking why, you know, criticising because we don't do these games on release. Because you guys want to enjoy them first. It's just ridiculous. Whereas I feel like we're doing the right thing by letting you guys decide. But one of those things. I'm looking forward to seeing how the DLC goes with this as well. New vehicles, there's two bridge lane vehicles as well. And I think skins for a couple of the vehicles as well. I don't know if they're going to be any better or different because we've not compared, but there's a couple of vehicles that we currently use that now have different skins to them as such, or look different, but I don't know if there is a difference in how they perform. But we'll get those as soon as we start DLC. I think the bridge lads are only new other things though, other than these other skins these vehicles already have. I'm pretty sure there's only the two bridge lads, only new vehicles, the DLC. So it'll be interesting to see how the bridge lads work and a reason for having them on the DLC. Because obviously if they're not needed on the DLC maps, it's kind of pointless putting them there. So we'll see in due course, I'm sure. Just mess this corner up here. This road is just about done though. This is the geothermal plant ahead of us, and that'll be this road complete. There it is, road complete. So that's another infrastructure mission done as part of the mission we're doing. So in that case, we now need to set up the route for the convoy, and then we will go and deliver the vehicle that needs delivering as well. Park that up for a second. So for this one, we'll grab the vehicle in a second. In fact, the vehicle's following the road the convoy is, so that shouldn't be too bad. Unless it's been delivered there. I don't know, we'll check that in a second. So this is the logistics terminal to machine yard, hence why we did the extra bits. So the start point is here. My only concern is obviously we didn't put sand and road here. So I don't know if this will be an issue with the mud here and stuff. I'm hoping it's not. It looks like it's a small vehicle doing the first delivery. If that's the case, that actually makes our life better. Because a smaller vehicle, I think, will make it so much easier than the Wayfarer generally does, because it won't get stuck as much. And generally, it shows you the outline, as you can see the yellow bit there, when you set a convoy. It does show you the outline of the vehicle doing it. So, hopefully, this isn't the Wayfarer. And this should be fairly a simple convoy to set up and do. Now, there'll be several convoys after the initial, because if you look at the per truck rewards to remaining rewards, it means there'll be several more trucks afterwards. In fact, how many more would it be? 1,000 divided by 125. My maths isn't working today, is it? 5 trucks would be 600. 725, 850. Does that work? I don't know if that actually works. I think it's 9. Well, it must be less. I think it's 8. Maths isn't mathing today. I love maths. Maths is normally one of my favourite subjects. For some reason I can't in my head work it out today. It's been a rough weekend. Not weekend, a few nights. We went into local city to us. My boy needed bits. He was growing out of everything because he grows too quickly. And yeah, whilst there, obviously we had a day out. It was about 3 hours, to be fair. And yeah, it just left me messed up for the rest of the weekend, which is generally what happens. And then yeah, lack of sleep because of it. But it's definitely worth it. For them few hours of being out of the house and doing things, it's definitely worth it. It's just the recovery for the next few days is just ridiculous. Okay, so I think we have to find out where this vehicle we need to drive is. To be fair, head right here. Now the only thing, as we've said before with these convoys, and we've seen it ourselves, there are times that you do this according to what the map shows you, but then you can't always see everything. Rocks, bits of metal. You know, there are times when the convoy fails because the map itself doesn't show you everything. So this may not make it first time. I'm hoping it does, and our road is definitely good enough for that. My only concern, obviously, is the something unforeseen that we can't currently see. So that is that set up. Let's send off the convoy. That'll do its thing, and then we are going to drive the vehicle that's needed for this to be delivered. So there's our vehicle, and in fact it's already at the same place. All we need to do is come out of this and go up. We're following the same route as that convoy. I thought that would be harder than that, but actually it's not too bad. Look at this, and it's a mule, a truck we know very well, although the rain is now coming down. Depending on when we get to the road we just made and finished off, we may even exactly follow the convoy, which is brilliant. If we do, we do. It means if there's any issues, there it is. There's the convoy. It is just one vehicle, it seems. So we'll follow the convoy to the same place. We'll just double check. We are heading to the same place as the convoy, aren't we? Yes, exactly the same place. So let's follow the convoy. It's not really a convoy when it's only one vehicle, though, is it? That's the only thing. Surely multiple vehicles are a convoy. A single vehicle is just a single vehicle. A delivery truck. Oh, there's more than one. There's two. We didn't spot the van in front. Ah, did not spot that van. There's two. Yeah. Let's follow these then. Obviously it means we're going to go a bit slower than we normally would, because obviously they're in front of us. There's nothing else behind us. So yeah, a little bit slower than we normally would, but it means the mission will all be done at the same time. And so far, actually the road's working out quite well. That start point is a bit dodgy. We did a little slide there. They managed it. It's quite fine though. So the problem with these roads, and what we used to do is do 2 runs of the sand and stuff to make them wider. And that allowed for overtaking, but then it's not always possible, depending on what's around. It's not always possible to do that. I'm not planning on pushing the vehicle ahead of us if he does get stuck. I think it won't. But I'd rather sort the route out for the bonus rewards, or the extra. I say the bonus, they're not bonuses, are they? Full rewards is what I should be saying. And if we push it, we're not really solving that issue. So we're going to let it do its thing. Okay, our route is a little bit to the right there, as you can see. It's on the far right hand side, whereas it should be in the middle. That's an issue with my route laying skills. So far so good. We did move the rocks off in Friday stream as well. See the rocks on the edge there, we actually moved them off the road itself, because we knew the vehicles would have a problem if they were on the road. Although there is one there on the road, to be fair. But it's not in the way. Not really having a stopping distance between me and the vehicle ahead, am I? Hopefully it doesn't brake heavily, otherwise we might be in a bit of trouble. Drop back a little bit. Always going to leave a stopping distance, especially when it's raining as well. Right, the double bridges that we put down, using up some of the concrete slabs that are still being delivered currently. I don't know how many more of those will have to be delivered, but they're still going. We've not done any pipes yet either, that's the thing. I'm wondering when that will happen, because I've seen some pipes need replacing on the infrastructure list, so I do wonder when we'll have to make some pipes and get those done. I don't think it's going to be long, to be fair. But this route has actually worked out really well, I think. Convoy's making it, no problems at all. And we're just behind them with our part as well. We've actually made it a true convoy, really, haven't we, being behind them? But first mission of the day complete, that'll be really handy to have straight away. So we're 46% done as we started today. With 47. 46 or 47, I can't remember which one. Well, I'm going to let that go and do its thing, because I need to go in this circle here. I'm going to let that... Oh, that's delivered, that counts. Right, let's deliver ours. That is mission complete. We supplied the machine yard with spare parts. That is job done. As I say, first mission of the day complete. Always handy. Right, we want to go and do this side mission next, mainly because we've had it a while. So I think we should try and get this done. We've got to find 5 objects in 5 different locations. Scout vehicles will be much needed here. Let's have a look. Do we have vehicles nearby? We've got a base just here, so we can grab a scout vehicle there to go there. This one, hopefully we can follow along. This one we have not a scout vehicle there. This one over here, we have that there to find it. And another base operations there. So yeah, these shouldn't take long at all to find. Scout vehicles are definitely the best thing, because you can scan for what you're looking for. So you don't actually always have to get close. The Malamute's already coming out. The Carolean's out. So let's use something else. Let's use the links. I do like the links. 3232. 3, 2, 3, 2. To be fair, it's been used to rescue. I like the rescue vehicle. It's always been a fun vehicle to use. Let's use this. So our first one is to our left here. So we'll come out here, and then I don't really know where we go. Maybe across here, potentially. And we'll scan and see if we can find this as quickly as we can. Put the first one out the way. So these shouldn't be too bad, because you can scan for vehicles. This makes life so much easier. But I think it's going to be over there. Doing the search area now. Should be able to get across the water here. I've got a feeling it's going to be up the hill. Just a guess. As soon as we got the first one, we'll kind of know what we're looking for, I think. Because I think they'll be very similar looking on all 5. Don't know if I'm heading up here or not. We'll go around the edge for the minute and just have a look. Oh, that's a bit more of a drop than I expected. Don't tell me I've beached myself. I think I have, you know. Got anything to winch to? The rock ahead of me I can winch to. Just need to put the front wheels down. I think we've done it by winching that. Yeah, we have. Just needed the front wheels to go on the ground. Although, just spinning around, aren't we? Didn't see the drop when we started. That was the thing. Don't know if I can get out of here that easily, to be fair. I don't want to spend too long trying to do this, as I think it's just a waste of time in some regards. I think we're already there, aren't we? I think we need to change vehicle, recall it and start this one again. Just didn't see the drop, and obviously we got ourselves stuck because we couldn't see the drop there. Actually, we may save ourselves. We have saved ourselves, there we go. I thought we were going to have to redeploy, but no, we're fine. But yeah, got to look ahead of us in future for the drops. Just caught ourselves out a little bit there. Oh, we've not done it again, surely. Can't get myself... Not having much luck today so far with scout vehicles, it seems. Yeah, definitely not going well this morning. Scout vehicles, it seems. Can I get out of this, or do I need to start the whole thing again? I don't want to spend too long struggling when we can just go back to the base from nearby. But I don't want to give us a chance of getting out ourselves. We are nearly out. Oh, there we go. Diff lock on would be helpful, wouldn't it? I didn't realize I switched it off, to be fair. Right, we're good. Right, we're just going to be a bit more aware of what's around us, I think. Rocks and things. Right. So on the edge here, this whole bit over here we've not looked at. So we swing around and go down here. Should be okay. A couple of small moments. So once we know what the object it looks like, it'll be a little easier to find, although scanners should work fine. Last time we've had to do these objects, they're like little stone plimps. Quite small as well, to be fair. previously. Vehicle failed. Why did that fail? So that's the route we've just completed ourselves. Why does that fail? It's come off the edge by looks of things. We'll start that game. Done them. Ah, there we go. I bet the object's down there. I wonder if that is it. Just there. You can see something to the left. I think we go down over here. I think that could be our first object found. The reason we're doing this first rather than other main missions is because this has been on the go for a while. We just haven't done it. We're trying to do the missions in the order we receive them because I just think that's better. Right, that's going to be the object there. There we go. First object found. I don't need to go down. So it is a little plinth, it looks like. Can I get myself out of this? Or have I just messed up again? May need to reset the vehicle, potentially.
This site looks like it's undamaged. The archaeologists will be happy. These eggheads sure are living the life, aren't they? They get to do all this exciting stuff, like uncovering ancient treasure, discovering old curses, and fighting mummies. Okay, I know that's probably not the case, but I like to think it is. Certainly beats spending weeks in the blazing sun digging up prehistoric dirt for shards of pottery, and the hundreds of forms they probably have to fill out. My hat goes off to those brave souls.
Clearly showing our appreciation for archaeologists. So that's what we're looking for. We need 4 more of those in 4 different locations. So from here we need to be heading out of here across to here. I haven't got anything closer, otherwise I'll just use something closer. So our best way out of this really is annoyingly back up there. But we were getting in the position of being a bit stuck there, so we had to kind of come down. I think we can go back up though. But yeah, first one found, 4 more to find, and then once they're all found, that's this mission complete. We don't need to do anything else with them. We don't need to pick them up or anything. It's a case of just finding them. Which makes our life a little bit easier if that's all we've got to do with them. So even, although we can find them by scanning, we still need to get a certain distance to them before it counts as done. So if we follow this round, this should take us towards the next search zone. But because this bit of the map isn't uncovered yet, fog of war is still there. There's no guarantee we can make it this way, but because we don't know, we've got to try. Yeah, there's the search zone just coming up there ahead of us. We are having some issues with this vehicle and rocks, it seems. We're just struggling to get the ground clearance because obviously this is quite low compared to some of our other vehicles, scout vehicles. Seems to get a bit more stuck on these rocks than other vehicles would, and do, to be fair. Are we going across there? Up would get us up there. We don't want to go that way. We want to go down there then, don't we? This may not be a good idea. But yeah, we keep beaching ourselves like that. I knew I was going to do that as soon as I did it. So we can swing it round. If we can swing it round, we're good to go. I don't think we can though. Yeah, we may have to reset the vehicle, I think. Back to our nearest base. Is there any rocks to winch to? Well, it seems like. Just managed to beach ourselves in a weird position as we're coming across, to be fair. Although there's some movement. I don't want to spend ages trying to get out of this when we can just reset. We have got a little bit of movement. I don't think it's enough to get us out though. No, I don't think we get out of this. There's nothing to winch to either, it seems. Oh, hang on, hang on. It's me giving up a little bit too early, I think. Every time I thought we've been fully stuck this morning, we've always managed to get out of it. It just takes a second or two. But we saved ourselves, there we go. Right, we're looking for another little small plinth type thing. The Archeologists. Well, the last one was in a bit of water. Doesn't mean they're all going to be. It could be right at the top, to be fair. Let's have a little look at the search though. So we can't really see too much because of the fog of war, as I say. The last one was kind of down here to the side. Obviously there's water there by the looks of things. It's all quite... I think it's going to be here. It makes the most sense in kind of like the cavernous bit. I think it'll be there. So we'll keep going around until we get to the bit to get down there. We won't use the same scale vehicle for all of these, mainly because there's other bases nearer the other one, so we can always get a different vehicle out for those. But yeah, struggling a little bit with this today. This scout vehicle is normally our go-to, but mainly for towing, to be fair. It's a really good vehicle to use for towing, hence the rescue vehicle moniker. Whereas it's struggling a little bit with the rocks, and it's just because it's low ground clearance. Right, is my thinking correct down here maybe? I think it is, because of where that kind of gap is. So how do we get down there is the question. I think let's go to the right here. Maybe not. That is a drop I don't really want to take. Don't want to get ourselves beached again by dropping down. Is there a better way down? Maybe. Quite nose heavy that, wasn't it? There we go. Right, I'm hoping I'm right about this, otherwise we're going to need to climb back up. Although we can scan for the object, we still need to be close enough to it before it says you're done. Right, this was the bit I thought maybe here. Although it's round the back end of this kind of bit. The water I don't think is too deep. There's a lot of rocks though. Which obviously we've not been having a good time with rocks today in this. Yeah, water's not too bad. Suppose if we do get stuck and beached on a rock, we can always use the winch to pull ourselves out. Right, is that it ahead of us? I think it is, just there on the left. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Right, okay. Thought we was going to drown the vehicle for a minute then. It was getting close to being drowned. Is that not the object? It has, it hasn't. Although I didn't see the tick. That is the object. So that's the second one done. Now, third is here. I'm just wondering whether we're better off. Because we're now kind of stuck in that bit there, but there's no point trying to bring this round, I don't think. I say that though, I think it's going to be down around here probably, or somewhere in this down there. It's there, isn't it? It's there. We can tell it's there already. Potentially this could get there. We're coming around here. And then down into there. What I think we'll do though is grab a different vehicle from Northlock at our countryside base. We may even go and do this one first. Because this one's going to be there. It's going to be there. So yeah, let's go and grab a different. We've got so many different scout vehicles. Let's try and use most of them if we can. So we'll use the links next from the countryside base, and we'll go to the one to the right first and foremost. How are we getting in there is the first question. Okay, so our road we built and then come off into there. So this will be the third of 5. So once you start seeing what the kind of the map itself. But these are quite easy to kind of gauge where they're going to be, I think. Yeah, take a right-hand turn here, and it's between the two bits. Right, the reason I thought this might be the better vehicle for this is deep water, bigger tyres, better ground clearance. I thought that might help us here. It is very deep water, more than I expected. Right, so we want to kind of go along here to get to that kind of bit there, I think. So we want to try and skirt around where this yellowy greeny area is. I want to use that really as our place to get across, I think. Because I think the middle bit will be quite deep. Yeah, this will do better in water than other vehicles. Because it's ground clearance more than anything else. Right, from here, when we're going across here, don't we? Maybe get across to our right. And then even more to the right. Where are we going? Can't see the open. I can see it on the map, but I can't see it not on the map, if that makes sense. I don't think there's really much point in scanning either, to be fair. I think the majority of the time we can actually just see it ourselves. So we need to head straight, and then round this rock is an opening. Just how deep is this water is the question. Looks fairly deep. Terrain scanner stops when you get near the water, that's the problem. It's through there we want to go, and then to the left. How deep are we? Not too bad. Yeah, does a lot better with the water than a lot of the vehicles. Ground clearance definitely helps. Right, round to the left here should be our object. Yeah, you can just see it in the distance there. We just need to get through all these rocks first, and then we're there. Again, I think the rescue vehicle would have struggled with these rocks and stuff here. That tick is there, we've done it. It is there, that's the object. We have received the tick. So now we need to go backwards here. Our next one is over here. We've got a road we can use. While that's there, we might as well just grab a different scout vehicle, I think. That one's not getting out of there easily. So let's use the Amiga Thunder SAR. This reminds me of a vehicle in SnowRunner that I tend to roll quite a lot. So hopefully we won't do that now. We're on to the 4th of 5 of the archaeological objects we're looking for. Luckily we don't need to do anything with them once we find them, we just need to find them. So we need to follow a road until we get to a right hand turn, I think, and then we'll have another judge there. I don't think it's right, it might even be straight. It's a proper road we're about to hit, and that's what we need to make to figure out where we're going. But I think I know exactly where this object's going to be by looking at the map as well. Now the fog of war is lifted a bit, we can actually tell a lot easier where these are going to be, I think. So, I think it's going to be down here. Similar to the other sites. So our way in is actually here by the looks of things. So we need to follow the road from our road we made just here down until we get to the bend, and then we need to go from there. I'm hoping this vehicle is not too high-sided, because so far every time we've got to one of those objects it's been rocky and water, and potentially this may have an issue in that conditions, but we shall see. A lot of it depends if I can drive in a straight line, really, to be fair, as well. But on the bend, there should be a way through by the looks of things. Right, is it this bend here? No. It's that bend there we're looking for. So infrastructure routes are doing okay, then we'll carry on getting rewards for those. Okay, I think, is it this bit or is it the next bit? Let's straight ahead. It's the next bend. Because of the broken fence, maybe think, oh, we're there, but we're not. It's the next bend is where we need to kind of get down. There should be a broken fence just here as well. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we're going down there, and then head to the right, and there's all the rocks we was talking about, and there's the object there, I think. So down here to our left, and then to the right. Going down doesn't seem that bad. My concern is obviously the rocks to our right. This is quite a low vehicle, so there's a chance of getting beached on the rocks, which is a lot higher with this. We can winch to rocks though, so there is always that benefit, potentially, to try and get ourselves out of any situation where we are beached. If we wanted to, we could spend ages and drag all these rocks out of the way using the winch, but it'll take forever compared to potentially just getting around them. Right, we want to head to the left here, I think. Double check myself. Yeah. So our object is down there. I'm pretty sure it is. Based on the other ones we've already found, it's down there. Just getting through is going to be the problem here. So this vehicle is quite low. Hoping it would tick it already, so we don't have to go any further forward. But there we go, object found. We can stop there. Object is found. Fantastic. So 4 or 5 done, 1 to go. And again, we're going to pull a completely different vehicle out now, because we're heading over here. What one have we not used so far? The only one we've not used actually is the Minuteman. Okay, which is not the rescue version, it's the base version. So we'll use that one as our final scout vehicle to find the last archaeological bit. So it's going to be there. There we go. That's where it's going to be. So we need to head out of our countryside base to the left, follow our road down over the bridge, and then we just need to navigate the water really. Possibly go this side and then over there, because that water's going to be deep, I think. And that'll be the final one done. And then we've got 2 main missions remaining afterwards, unless this turns into anything else. So I don't think it will. Generally, we've done archaeological sites previously, you find the object and that's it. You don't need to pick it up or anything, so you find it. I'm hoping that's the case here. And then just a case of going to the next one. The next main mission actually is really simple as well. We already know how to solve it. Hang on, I've gone too far here. I have. Too busy chatting away. I wanted to go there, didn't I? Unless there's a way... No, I think we do need to go back a bit here. Potentially we can get down just here on our right, actually. Yeah, the next main mission is actually going to take us seconds to complete. And you'll see why in a second, once we get to it. But yeah, that will be done really quickly. And the last main mission we currently have, I don't know what we have to do for that one yet. Can't quite remember what that one says. Right, this is the only concern here, is the water. So we need, this vehicle isn't that high up, it's got a low base, so there is potential for us to drown this quite easily. That's something we need to be aware of. Let me try and pick our route. So it's straight ahead of us, we can actually see where it is just straight ahead. Once we get close enough, the tick will appear, and that'll be job done. I just beached myself. I think we're stuck on something. Ah, it's annoying. There's a tree there though. No, wrong button. Didn't really want to pull the tree over, but that's okay. I think there was a rock under the water we didn't see. There we okay, so we've found all the 5 objects. This mission has now moved on to a different mission automatically, which means there's more than one part to this mission. We've got to find 3 more archaeological objects. No. Okay. So 3 more objects. This time, different places to where we are now. Annoyingly, 2 over here by the sawmill. 1 down over here. Okay. Obviously, we've got our base operations here. The tunnel exit base. We'll send a vehicle this way. We'll have to recall 1 of our scout vehicles that we've already used. Probably ones we haven't just used, if that makes sense. We'll send 1 down here for that one. Can we see where that's going to be? There's wood over there. Can't really make out where potentially it is just yet, actually. The others I've spotted fairly quickly, haven't I? But this one, not so sure. Unless it's underneath this bit of fog of war that I can't quite see. Potentially it's there, but I'm not 100%. So, tunnel exit base. We haven't used the Malamute. Did we use Malamute? No, we haven't used the Malamute and the Carolean. So we'll use the... Hang on. Are they in water? I'm trying to see the best one to use here. Let's use the Carolean for the one that's south of the base. And then we'll use the Malamute for the other one. These are already out and about, but we haven't just used them for the archaeological thing, so we'll use this one first. So we're heading south. Now, how do we get down into there is the question. It's actually quite away from where we are, that's the thing. There is a rough route there, which would mean coming off our road through the quarry there, potentially. So we head to the quarry, and then that way. And then the other one is over at the other place, the other sawmill. There's 2 by the sawmill. Oh, I forgot how quick this can be. So yeah, we'll use the 2 scout vehicles with the other scout vehicle Malamute, because we haven't used that fine archaeological objects yet, whereas we've already used all the others. Right, we need to head round here. With the tracks, this should be okay in most conditions, to be fair. So that will help us, I think. But it is very low to the ground, so any rocky areas could potentially be a problem. That's the only downside to the Carolean, to be fair. I should have followed the road even further, to be fair, because we've got to come down here. But we've already made this route, so we'll go this way. It's still doable, it's just would have been a bit easier to follow the road a bit longer, to be fair. Right, over this way, we're going to head down from here. There is a small track to follow. There we go. So the only downside is it's low. It's quite low, this one, so any rocky areas potentially can be a problem. But actually on the mud, this thing is brilliant because of the tracks. Now, in terms of where the object, I think I know, but I'm not 100%. We'll know more once we're there near the actual location, I think. Now the rocks here were the only concern. It's quite a rocky kind of path to get through here. If I stop going forward, it actually brings it forward. Look at that. To actually stop driving, it actually helps us here. I'm not quite sure how that works. But every time I stop accelerating, it actually goes forward. Low gear would help. The only thing I do find with tracks is if you don't turn while you're trying to go forward, it actually goes better. Trying to turn generally has problems, I find anyway. Because if you go straight, if you don't press the direction, it tends to move better. Trying to get more to the left. There we go. We're not quite in the search zone yet. We've got to get there, and this is the way to do so. LVs, good morning, how are you? So far, this is handling the rocks better than I thought it would, to be fair. I was starting to think maybe the Malamute would have been better, but actually it's done alright. Okay. The only obvious downside is this is very low to the ground, so any deep water potentially could be a problem for it. Hopefully it won't be. So this is a searchlight. You see, Ghost Yotai is incredible, is it? We're enjoying it so far. Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. I'm looking forward to when we do it, but it will have to win the next vote first. Right, I think it might be down over here. Although that's a big drop off there. There is some wood over this area. I don't think it's there. Looking at this, I think it's going to be down in this corner. But we can't see enough because of the fog of war. But to do that, we need to get round here, I think. So we want to be heading for that gap to our left, I think. Really hoping once we've done the other 5 archaeological sites, that was it. But obviously, a little bit more to this than we first thought. So how far through do you think you are then, LVs? I don't know how long the actual story is, to be fair, on Ghost Yotai. As usual, I've not looked at anything, so I don't actually know. Right, for this, we want to try and head kind of straight, I think. If I'm right in my guess of where this is, we just need to skirt along the edge in a minute, and that will get us there. If I beach myself. Be a yes. I think I might have actually probably beached myself. Did a few missions doing that, so nice. Would you say the graphics are better than Ghost of Tsushima? Because that's always going to be the comparison, isn't it, that people are going to have. Have I probably messed this up and we're going to go again? I hope not. Right, anything to winch to. What I'm seeing. No, Mad just saved us, so there we go. I was lucky. Thought I'd truly messed that up then. Really didn't want to have to go back. So I generally find with this, you have to turn while not going forward. And it does actually do it better than actually turning while going forward. Better than Shadows. Yeah, that's not going to be the comparison though. The comparison is going to be Ghost of Tsushima is the successor, isn't it? Or seen as a successor to it. I don't think it's going to be compared to Shadows that much. You think it's better than going, wow, okay. Be interesting then. To be fair, I still think Ghost of Tsushima's got the best graphics I've ever played until now. So, and that's the other thing, the age of Ghost of Tsushima, how far graphics have now come since then. It doesn't surprise me that something like Yotai is better. You would expect it to build on what they've done previously, so actually better graphics isn't surprising, but pleasing at the same time. That they have done it that way. Right, I think we're going this way. That's where we need to. Obviously my concern is the rocks. More than the water actually. Right, I don't think it's to the left. I think we're going down this way, so to the right essentially here. So yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, I've tried to stay away from everything. I've tried to stay away from everything, in fact, to do with it. And there's no guarantee it's going to win the next vote, to be fair. It may not win. We'll wait a bit longer. The story's really interesting. Okay. I don't even know what it's about, to be fair. As I say, I try and stay away from everything until we play it. Same as all games we do, to be fair. Can we not get up there? Okay. Let's try and go more to the left here. There we go. Gotta wait for that tick to appear and then we know we've done it. I think we're in the right location though. We'll know more in a second. This thing is just like a tank though, the way it just gets through things. Okay, am I right or am I wrong? I know I'm right, there it is. That's the item we're looking for. I was right in my guess that it was down here. So, 2 more to go. These 2 are past the sawmill. So we'll grab the Malamute, which is the only other vehicle we've not used to find these. Was it? It was the Malamute because we used the links, didn't we? Yeah, Malamute. And that means we've used every scout vehicle we've got to find all the different archaeological bits and pieces. So 3 more to find. And we'll have a proper look at the map where we're going once we get to the sawmill. Do you see? Yes, I didn't notice today though. Obviously I know it's being added. We know it's coming before the end of the year. But I've not seen when yet. I don't think there was a release time yet. We just know it's coming before the end of the year. Because it surprised everyone when they first announced it. Because no one expected there to be more story coming. So it looks like we'll be heading back to Mirage in the near future by the looks of things. But yeah, so the reveal is today, is it? That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know it was today. But it'd be interesting to see what they add to it, to be fair. Obviously the story is going to be so easy to continue. Because of Valhalla and how it links. But it's going to be interesting to see which way they go with it, to be fair. Right, this is where we're going next for the next one. So, if we stick to what we already know from where the others have been found, we're looking for a little kind of area where potentially sandy, it's normally hidden away from everything else. So, potentially over here, maybe. This one may be a little bit harder to find, to be fair. We shall see. We are in the search zone already. And the other one is actually quite close to here, so once we get one, we should be able to get to the second one fairly quickly. Oh, it's one of the getting you back. Oh, wow, okay. You're going to be a bit behind with that then, aren't you? I think it'd be interesting. Like I say, it's just going to depend on how they go. There is a lot of scope for the story. It may, you know, adding more in would make sense. It's just which way do they go with it. Well, I think we're heading to the left here. It's because of the fog of war, it's a little bit tricky to see where this one's going to be. To be honest. Trying to find something similar to... Oh, I think it's ahead of us. I think we found it. There we go. Second of that one, of free dump. So, that is found. We try and get out over this way. And then we're looking over here again. This fog of war is kind of stopping us from seeing where it could be easily. Well, once we get closer, we'll figure it out. But that one's over there. Didn't take long to find that one. That might have been the quickest one, to be fair. Right. There is a route up there, isn't there? There's a big bit going up here, which I think we need to go up. We're looking at that. Potentially, it's not sandy enough. I think we've got to head up to our left there and go that way. This should be quite fine in the water, obviously it's quite high up, which will help us with the rocks as well. Don't know if that's too sharp for us to climb. Find out in a second. We've got low gear if we need it. Don't think we're going to need it though. Come on. There we go. Okay. Where are we looking here? That's the question. I think it's dead ahead. I think it's there. To our left. I think we may have found it. There we go. It's dead ahead of us, just there. Oh, don't tell me this. I'm just seeing what's next.
Are at it again. Or not anymore, actually. They were working on several sites in the area, but the whole seismic event put an end to that. Since you're driving around all day, could you look for any surviving artifacts? And bring anything you find to the archaeologist camp, of course. Oh, and if there are any Arks of the Covenant or dinosaur bones, I want photos.
So when I said normally with these missions you find artifacts and that's it, that's generally what's happened in the past. This new mission is bring the surviving artifacts to the camp. Now where are we finding them? Are they all in the same? No, there's 2 to be picked up over there, which is in a kind of somewhere we've not been before. Are they all in the same place? No. You're kidding me. Okay, this is going to become tricky. Mainly because we're going to need to use the mule and the Voron, essentially. Because they've got cranes on, and we've got to pick these objects up. So this is going to get a little bit trickier. We know there's 3 there. 2 there, 1 there. And 1 over here. Now, the 1 there isn't too bad. Other than the fact we don't know where it is or what it's like. These 2 again, fog of war stopping us really seeing too much. This one, we don't know how big it is. If it's like the others, it'll be a small stone essentially. That one's probably the easiest, to be honest. I didn't expect this because normally, as I say, we don't have to pick them up. Right, what we're going to do, because we have a vehicle over here, and it's the mule, it may be easier to get to there from here. We don't know for sure, but it might be. So because of that, depending how big this bit of water is, we're going to quickly do a different mission first. Now normally we'd follow each mission through until its end, but with this one, the reason I'm not is because we have a main mission here, and it's right near where the mule is. So before we move the mule off, I think we need to quickly get that done. Otherwise, we've got to get something else to that location, which makes no sense. So, what we'll do is get that down there so we can activate that. And then from there, we'll go and see if we can get to this first archaeological thing. It may be a case of we get the one that's here and then we use a different vehicle to get the other 3 because of where they are. This is the furthest away kind of thing from the archaeological site itself. Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. We just need to get into this area. I'm hoping this is a one-off mission and it won't add more to it. There we go. It is a one-off. Perfect. That's what we wanted. We wanted it to be a one-off.
Looking at this place, I must say I was hoping for better. On the other hand, I was expecting worse. So, it balances out in the end. Just a few patches should get it going again.
Repair the piping system.
Generator count as a patch? Let's just say it does, and bring one from the logistics terminal along with some materials from the warehouse. As for literal patches, you'll need to replace the broken pipes in the pipeline supplying the village. And also find a replacement valve and install it. It's a lot of stuff to do, I know. But this should take care of all the water supply problems Northlock is having.
A lot of this stuff is all focused on Northlock, the village, isn't it? So this mission has added more to us now, which we'll get to once we've done the jump from the pier and the one we're currently doing. Recommissioned spring pump, 3 objects to be delivered from logistics. So and that's not legit, and from over there as well. What is that? The warehouse. Are the 2 objects at the warehouse? Yeah, 2 objects at the warehouse, 1 at logistics to be delivered to where we are now. Getting to here probably will be the issue, potentially. Just because it's not the easiest terrain to kind of go. Although there's actually a road here. I say a road, it's more of a track. But there is a bit of a track, so doable. Let's put it that way. So from where we are now, I wonder if we can get to there easily, or do we need to go elsewhere first? I think we have to come from where we are now. Saying that though, depends. it depends how things link up, doesn't it? Obviously, a scout vehicle's down there in the actual bit, which doesn't actually lead anywhere. I'm just trying to see. Are we better off going from where we are? Because we don't know what's under here. We don't know if it's land, if it's water. We know there's at least a bit of water because the pier being there. I don't know if we're better off going backwards. I'm just trying to see if there's a bit of a road here, or a track at the very least, by the pipeline there, potentially, and it's meant to cross the river there, which could get us roughly to where we're going. So, how do we get to there from where we are? That's the Giza thermal station. Okay, so the issue we're going to have here, I think, is we need bridges. By the looks of it, we need bridges, because we're not going to get there otherwise, are we? Let's just make sure we go repair the pipeline. Find the object. So, we've got to find an object there, essentially. We'll get to that in due course. We'll focus on this one still. 4 objects we need to bring to the camp. Yeah, let's have a look at this. I think we need to build a bridge. Annoyingly. Well, I say annoyingly, it's not really that annoying. I think we can do it fairly quickly. So we're currently here. I think we need to link the logistics terminal up to the Geyser station, which to do that looks like we need to put a bridge here, but we can pick up the materials from our base up here and just bring them down with us. So we just need to put a bridge here, I would say. I don't think we could just do sand, to be honest. Does it need more than sand? That's the question. I don't think it does. How are we for quarry in that area? It's not covered. Because say we have our big dumper here. That's why I wondered if we can just get away with sand. Don't think we can. Right, so what we'll do, we just need to put a small bridge here. It's nothing major. We need 3 concrete slabs for the bridge. What we'll do then, we'll go back to our tunnel exit base. We'll recall the mule, as we're currently in the mule, to here. And we'll pick up the slabs and take them with us. And then from there we can go and get this artifact. Again, we don't know what it's like size-wise, so we'll pick it up with the mule and go from there. And the other 3, I think, are easier to get to, or at least closer to where we've got to take them to. So we'll use the mule mainly because we're already in it. We just need to redeploy. But in our garage, we can now pick up the items we need to actually make the bridge. So if we go to storage, 3 concrete slabs. Just need to double check it is concrete slabs, 3 of them. Yeah, 3 needed. So we'll just load these on the back of the mule, and then we'll deliver these, and then we can carry on from there to where this object is meant to be. Obviously we need a crane to pick whatever the object is up, so it makes sense to use either the boron or the mule. It may be a case the mule picks that one up and we use the boron for the other 3, because it'd be easier from that direction, but we'll see. All go into Archeologists' base, which isn't exactly close either. So this mission of just finding these 8 archaeological objects, and then now we've got to find 4 more, definitely changed the mission a bit more than I expected. Mainly because previously we've not had to pick any archaeological objects up that I can remember. Normally it is a case of just find them, that's it. But this has now made this a little bit harder. I do think this final map is harder than the others we've done, and I think that's a good thing. Definitely not a complaint. It does feel harder, there's more to do. Especially when you've got the infrastructure you've got to do to even get going. And the same as this one now, picking up these archaeologists, we've not had to do that before. Normally it's a case of just find them and that's it. So interesting to see how it's changing and making us do more things like this. But we're getting there. As I say, I would like to get 50% done today. I think we started at 45 to 46%. We need to get this second of 4 story parts done, essentially, which I think is probably why it wants us to get Northlock Village supplied again. It's constantly Northlock Village that needs setting back up. So it must be one of the main areas on the map for us to have to keep doing things for it. Right, that is the mule loaded. So what we'll do is we'll use the road head to the logistics, and then from the logistics we can put these in the bridge we just put on and head across from there. Hopefully that'll get us this first object we need to pick up, and then we'll figure out what the next 3 afterwards. The important thing is getting that first one from over here, as it's the opposite side to where everything else is. Kind of took the corner a bit badly. Yeah, this is the opposite side to where everything else is, annoyingly. Hence why this one doing first is probably really important. But logistics tunnel, we just have to follow our road all the way there. It's a fairly simple journey at least. And then we'll go from there. There's no guarantee we won't have to get rid of this bridge once we built it, because there's a chance that it's going to ask us to put a road in there. But hopefully it won't. But that will connect that location up. We haven't been over there before. It's not really been connected to anything, so we have looked at putting a road there and a bridge there previously. We just haven't needed to, because nothing's told us to go over there, essentially. I was expecting it at some point. But through the quarry we go. We head to the logistics. And then we'll figure out our next plan of attack from there. The other issue is because the fog of war's still there, can't quite see the terrain. But because we've got to pick up and deliver an object, we definitely need the crane on board. Otherwise we'd use a scout vehicle to find it, but if we can't pick it up with a scout, we can winch it. It'll probably get stuck. So I think our best bet is to pick it up with a crane on either the mule or the Voron. Hence why there are 2 go-to vehicles, really. If they didn't have cranes, they wouldn't be the go-to vehicles, that's the thing. Because they do, it makes sense to utilise them majority of the time. It used to just be the mule. We used to have more than one, actually, to be fair. We sold one of the mules because we got the Voron as well when it was added in. It's a shame there's not more, to be fair. The bigger truck we've got, which I can't remember the name of, that can take, it's a bit longer than the mule and the Voron. That had a crane, that'd be even better, because it can carry more, take more weight. The only real difference in the Voron and the mule is, according to the stats, the Voron is stable by 1 bit more than the mule, and it can carry a slightly more weight. That's really the only differences from what we've seen. In terms of stability, no! In terms of stability, as I'm talking about stability, I haven't really noticed a difference in terms of stability in the Voron and the mule. I say that as we tip over. I took the corner too sharply, admittedly. But yeah, I've not noticed a difference in stability. It's not been evident when we've used both vehicles, to be fair. Right, we need to head over the bridge, down here, take a right, we're heading through here. So it's not somewhere we've been before. But yeah, I know we just tipped over there, and it's a bad time to talk about stability and tipping over. But in general, we've not really noticed a difference. the weight has been noticeable a little bit, but not massively. So I think they're both as good as each other. I think I have a bit more liking to the mule, mainly because I've had it for longer, used it more, to be fair. There we go. Right, we head through here. And then we should be able to do the bridge. And as I say, we've not done this before, so I don't really know what's there. It looks like it's up on the hill though. Interestingly. Right, well unstrap. This should be the bridge complete. There we go. Our bridge is built. So our object actually looks like it's not there. It's past it, that's why. I was thinking it must be up here by the geyser, but it's not. It's just because of the way it looks, it's past it. So we want to follow this road until here, and then we want to use the track that goes off to the side. Because that looks to get us down here by the pipeline, continue this way, and then there we should be able to see where we need to get to. But I think that's our best bet. Obviously this may not be possible to get to it from here. We don't know though, that's the problem. And yeah, we could have gotten a scout vehicle first so we can assess the terrain, but still need to build a bridge and the scout vehicle can do that, so it made no sense to do it that way. So, let's follow this round until we get to the water edge, and then we'll figure out what's going on from there. We should be able to see a bit better. Boggle Wall might still be on the map, but we physically be able to see more. There may even be pipes here we need to replace at some point. Maybe able to spot some. Okay, so we can see the hill over there. This track's going to stop at the water's edge in a minute. And then we need to assess the water to see how we get across. This is why it may turn out we can't go from this way, but it looked the best route to take. Northlock village route, we're going to get stuck, I would have said. So whether we can get across though, there's a bit there I think we can get across over here, or potentially here. So this track finishes here and goes across there, but the water's too deep, there's no way we're going across there. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, you can see how much it drops down. But this is where the old road or track used to be. So I think that's a bad idea. Let's go follow this round to the left. Potentially there's a way across just there. Maybe a bit shallower. We need to get across here. That is the one thing we definitely are sure of, we need to get across. Was there a way of coming in from this side? I think there was, you know. Or maybe, I don't know. That looks, let's take that off a minute. That looks shallow there. I think we're meant to come this way. I wonder if we are meant to come across here. Because that would get us to here. Because potentially you're across here. Our scout vehicle is there. I wonder if we use a scout vehicle to pull us across. Because all we're going to do is try and get to here, don't we? And then from there we're heading this way. Our scout vehicle is here. If we can get him back out in this way, I wonder. But yeah, we need to get to there at the very least, I would say. Doesn't look shallow anywhere else, so let's have a look. So you've got that bit over there where the rocks are. Obviously we've got this bit here. It just drops significantly, doesn't it? Try not to go too far in, but yeah, look how deep that suddenly just disappears. And even the track itself that stops, I don't think that's a doable route. Or is it? That's the question. So I wonder if we do get stuck, we can just call the scout in to tow us if we're close enough. Okay. I think I'm going to drown the vehicle. Yeah. I can't see. I don't think I'm stuck as well. Yeah, I don't see an easy way across. Trying to turn here just to see if I can get. I think it's mud we're stuck in. But it's far too deep to try and cross there, which is what we expected, to be fair. I don't think a bridge is a good idea either, that's the thing. There must be a way across though. Have a look here. Again, it just drops, doesn't it? Look at that, just drops straight down. Okay, what I think we do, we quickly grab the scout vehicle that's here, bring it down here, and we'll try and just open up that bank, and just so we can see roughly where we're trying to get to. Because without knowing where we're going, it makes life a little bit more difficult. So let's see if we can open up that bank and actually have a look at the terrain properly. Obviously we need to get across, that's a given. I don't want to have to go the way this came, and maybe that is the route we need to take. Which means we didn't need the bridge, essentially. But it doesn't, at least we've got a route to the plant there when we do need it, which we probably will in time. But so we've not wasted anything as such. And to be fair, we've got loads of concrete slabs because they're still being delivered as well. I'm not sure how it works if you drown a vehicle and then tow it out. I'm assuming it then is not drowned. Would be my assumption. Turn it to the left. Okay, just double check I'm going the right way here. No, I'm not. I want to go straight there, not down into this bit. Mistake on my part. I did see the big rocks down there. I don't remember them being there. So we'll go out that way and then take a right. We should see the mule across the way. Yeah, I did see them big rocks down there. I think, that's a bit weird. There we go. So we started off the stream really well, got missions done quite quickly, and then this archaeological mission has just taken a massive turn and thrown us a big curveball. There we go. So we're going to come out of here and head to the right. So we get past this edge. So this turns better if you're not trying to move at the same time. There we go. This will be deep. So we're going to stay to this right hand side here. Okay, so this is the beach. That with the mules on from the other side. There's a mule over there. That's what I mean. I wonder if I can tow it across. trying to open this up with the fog of war a bit. It might be a case we need to come from the other side where this came from. To be fair. The object is up the hill there. And there is a track here that takes you up. Okay, so there is a track that takes you up, and it follows the curvature from here, to be fair. Now, I could just build a bridge, thinking about it. We could just put a bridge there. We go back, grab the concrete slabs, and just lay the slabs down, and that gets us across here. That might be our best way, to be fair. Rather than spend ages trying to get across the water, maybe that is our best way. Let's just put a bridge. It'd make more sense, wouldn't it? So if we come from there, 9 concrete slabs. We won't be able to do it in one go, will we? That's the only downside. Although we could use the other vehicle, the bigger one. So I'm gonna have a look at this. Swap back. I just want to swap back to the mule for a minute. Let's just see where this kind of starts off. Looking at our positioning, really. Yeah, that is probably our best bet. 9 slabs is a lot. That's the only downside. But that gets us across without having to worry too much. Is there a different way, though? Is my other thinking. Because it depends on this. Obviously, there's a pier here, which kind of tells me this water continues all the way around because of the pier. Let's jump back in the Carolean and have a look up the top. Yeah, because the pier's there, I think the water continues all the way around. So I think this is our only way. Which is not an issue, we just need to do the bridge. And I think we can use a different vehicle maybe to bring the slabs and the mule. We want to try and get all 9 in one go. So we have got the heavy transporter, which should carry 9 slabs, to be fair. That might be what we do, is we use heavy transporter maybe. But even getting up here isn't easy. Even the Carolean is struggling. Like, this track goes around to the left here. Oh, there's that old building over here. Oh, okay, so what we're picking up is down there. So not where we expected either, to be fair. Yeah, that's nowhere near what we expected. I wonder if there's a different way of doing this, to be fair. Right, let's keep going with the Carolean for a minute. I don't want to go in blind, so we can open this up a little bit and try and make a plan of attack. But yeah, there's an old kind of village here, or buildings. There's even a lighthouse over the way. Okay. There's a lighthouse over in the distance. But the water does continue all the way around, which is what we thought. There's a lighthouse. Yeah, there's no way across any other way that I can see. So I think that is correct in our thinking. We've still got to navigate this to get the object. I am thinking of maybe pulling it with the winch closer to the shore, essentially to save us doing the whole journey with the mule. Just going to have I just want to get to the actual item and see. Obviously we've got to get down there somehow as well, because we know there's no way we get a big crane here. Have a proper look. So there's the item there. It's not very big. Let's get into it. Although there is a way down over that other side there. So from what we can see, there's a way down here. So how do you get to there? I still think we're coming across here. Still does look like it. Let's try and traverse this cliff edge with the Carolean and just see if we can see where that route goes down. I think we're still doing the bridge. But I don't want to build the bridge if we don't need to, if that makes sense. If we can avoid building the bridge, brilliant, we'll find another way here. But I just want to be sure before we make that decision. And do that. I think I've just lost the Carolean. Yeah. Alright, did it give us the information we need before it fell down? So there is a way down here. So how do you get to there? There's a rocky face there. It's just that bit there we don't know. Because our tunnel base is here. My thinking is, do we need the bridge or can we get across from over here? Is my issue. Obviously this stops there. I just wonder whether we are better off doing a bridge here, maybe. Is my thinking. Rather than the 8 slabs there, do we just do a bridge across there? There's a drop down there. Because to get to here isn't too bad. Okay, it's a bit rocky in places, but actually the amount of slabs we'd need is a lot less. It's just a one artifact as well. That's the frustrating part. I think that's the way down there. To get up to there, use any of these rocks, I think. I suppose you could come down this way instead. Over this way. See where the village is. I think we do a bridge from there to there though. I'm going to leave the other option on. What I think, we take the mule back. We do a bridge here. We're only using concrete because we have so much of it, to be fair. And we do that. That will need 5 slabs, which a mule should be able to carry on its own. We do that. That gets us across. And then we can either come over this top bit and down here to pick it up, or we try going down this slope here. I think that's a better option than this one, to be honest. Let's delete this one. So we'll head back to our tunnel base, recall the mule, and stick the 5 slabs in, and then see if we can do this way. As I say, I think this is going to be the hardest one for us to grab. It just seems to be in such an awkward place. Does seem to just be an annoying one. So 5 slabs needed. Just double check the number before we do it. Yeah, 5 slabs. We can fill up the mule here. 3, 4, 5. Now this will be a lot of weight on the mule, admittedly. And the path isn't perfect to get there. But I do think this is our best option. But as I say, I think this will be the hardest one to do as well. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully the others aren't this bad. But I was not expecting this after, doing the side mission, find the objects in the site. I didn't think it would then turn into this. Just because it hasn't done previously, that's the thing. Okay, first one is in. Nice and flat. The awkward bit is getting to where we put the bridge, only because there's a bit of a rocky bit to get through, which could prove problematic. But we won't know till we try, that's the thing. Right, 2 done. Okay, number 3. Again, we want these as flat as possible. The loading this has to be right. Number 3. So 5, as I say, 5 will be heavy, but we have done 5 in the past. We've not had to get across the rocky bit though with 5, to be fair. Whether we can get round there without any major issues more than anything else. Okay, that's number 4. Right, final one needed. And then we can work out our best way of getting there. I think we are going to have to go where the rocks are. I don't think we're going to be able to avoid that. This might be really tricky. If it asked us to get the items from where we'd already been to, that would have made more sense. Right, shut the cargo. Anchors are done, let's have a look. So, our best route from here is back to the quarry. Through the quarry. So back to the quarry here, we can follow the road all the way. And then I think it's through here. Through this narrow bit here. Past where the wood bit is, and then our bridge is here. To get across to down there. Now, the issue is getting through here. There is a pathway there actually. That's better. It's a warehouse. That's better than trying to get past all them rocks. So I think we go warehouse instead. So we can follow the road all the way to the warehouse. Come down here and then take this road that way. I think that is the better option. As I say, the problem was them rocks, but if we don't have to go with the rock way, that helps. This may be wrong. We may find we get across and maybe we can't get to it. I think we can. I think there is 2 different slopes down. Don't think the crane's big enough to pick it up from above on the rock face. I don't even think a big crane would do it, to be fair. I think it's too much of a drop. Did that before, too close to the inside. But this time, yeah, we can follow this road all the way to the warehouse then. It isn't actually that far. And then use the track from the warehouse to bypass all the rocky bit. That's the aim. And then hopefully that's the first artefact done. Well, picked up at least. We'll then still deliver it. I don't know whether we'll deliver it on its own or we'll try and grab the other 3 at the same time. It's going to depend on routes, isn't it, really? We'll figure that out once this first one is obtained. This one is, I think, the hardest one because of where it is compared to everything else. I did not think we revealed more bridges, though, to be fair. So the bridge we built by the logistics, where we saw the water's edge, that one wasn't really needed, but there is also a named location there. There's always a chance we need to get there anyway. We may solve the issue just by doing the bridge in advance. We won't really know until we try. In the future, if the mission ever pops up. We've done a few missions already today, though, which is good. We're not quite at 50%. I think for 50% the story would have moved on, and it hasn't done. And although this is a side mission, not main mission, we are doing everything 100% on all the maps. So this one's no different, as it's the final map, base game map anyway. So in that regard, we've got to do all the side missions alongside the main mission. The infrastructure doesn't count towards 100%. We do try and get them done though at the same time. Still gaining more concrete slabs, even though we used a few. Still at 68 in the storage. There's obviously a reason, because we can't make slabs here. You know, we have to get them in from outside. They're, I suppose, giving far too many. Just in case we have to do what we're doing now, to be fair. Right, so quite a muddy pathway this one, it seems. This track hasn't really been used, especially not by us until now. Trying to go onto the grass just to get some traction, really. Going down to the grass, it is quite rocky. And then that can pose its own problems. It's really got stuff on the back. The last thing we want is to tip over. That would not go well for us. Try and be ready to activate the crane if we do tip, to be fair. I thought the grass would be a better one for traction, but I'm not so sure. Can we get through the mud, or is it not going to look like it? We've not really had an issue with the mule in getting through mud and stuff until now, to be fair. That is quite a dodgy patch though. I think we're okay. That's my concern, is tipping. Okay. That's my only concern there, was tipping over. Because we've got 5 concrete slabs in the back as well, that's a decent amount of weight. If we tip, there's no guarantee the crane will save us. But also the weight is having the issue on the mule, hence why the mud's worse than normal. The weight in the back is obviously going to cause us more problems when it comes to the mud. Whoa! It's just, mud is just so deep. I don't know if that's a weight thing and that's why it's so deep, or it actually just is that problematic. We're destroying this track though. And we've got to come back this way with the artefact. Although to be fair, we should be a lot lighter. Should make life a little bit easier. Right. No, look how deep does that go? It doesn't look that bad when you're approaching it. But as soon as you go into it, it just drops down so much. Tries to be a bit further ground on this right hand side, really. Come on. That was a bit further. Okay, over the hill. And then we're where a load of trees have been chopped down. We're going to hit through this muddy water section though. And we are heading, let's just look there a second. We are heading not straight to the left, we're heading past that left turn. So not the immediate left. Again, the weight could cause us problems in the water here. So where them vehicles and stuff over there is, that's where we're going. Try and stick to the edge if you can a little bit here. The water's not ever so deep, you can tell that by the tree stumps that are left. But just because it's not deep doesn't mean we're okay. Mainly because the weight on board is the problem for us. Don't beach it. Come on. Okay. Log piles are where we're going towards. Without the weight, I think this wouldn't be this bad, to be fair. We know the mule, we know how good it normally is. It's obviously the weight. 5 concrete slabs is a lot. Okay. So we're going straight through the trees we can see ahead of us here. To be fair, although the weight is causing us to drop into the mud a lot more, we've still made it. No! Don't do that. I'll use a stump as a bit of a block there. There we go. Yeah, we've still near enough made it there. This is where the mule just perseveres. What must oh, there's a tree stump there. I didn't see the stump, admittedly. Right, get through the stumps. And now, bridge that we've decided to build to get across this artifact is just up here to our left. Now the only bit I'm concerned about is actually getting up to that left hand side. It didn't look that steep when we were setting this up, but actually it's a lot steeper than it first looked. And with the weight on board, hoping that's not going to cause us issues here. Okay, not liking that. Obviously we're going to try and get around to the right here. Come on. Try and go straight before turning. Not liking it, is it? Where do we go? Just right. I can push off with the crane maybe. Obviously we just got no grip on that rock to the bottom there. Just try and go back a bit first. Just trying to rock it a little bit there. Got no gear on to see if that would help us. Come on. The same bit again, isn't it? Got to get up the hill. Obviously the weight is a problem, but we've got to go. This is the way we've got to go to get up there. Is it going to be easy? The other rocks to our right, maybe. Either way, we've got to get over these rocks. Right, I think we come back off that one. Let's try going to the right a little bit. Maybe a bit even easier bit to get across. Just the bouncing off the rocks. I think low gear off, see if that would help. Got to get up this hill. That's where our bridge is. Or potentially where the bridge will be. Come on. Just doesn't like these rocks. And again, the weight can potentially be causing an issue as well. As we are quite heavy with the slabs in. Come on. We've not got far to go. That thing is literally just up there. Can't get over the rocks. Okay. Gotta rethink this. We didn't on the map see these rocks being that big of a deal. And this is where the map does deceive you a little bit. Because these things don't look that bad to start with, it's only when you get going they potentially are. Can't get the traction. This is where we regret not building the bridge across the river, although the bridge across the river wasn't simple, to be fair. I wonder, can I use the crane here? Obviously we haven't got a winch. I just wonder whether the crane would pick up on a rock or something and it would help pull us. It doesn't look like it can. There's nothing. So the only thing I can do with the crane is potentially rock us a little bit using the floor, if the angle's right and it reaches, but I don't think it will looking at that. No. as low as it goes, so we're not actually near a rock. What about anchors? That will make us move up slightly. And then if we start going forward and then release anchors, I don't know, that doesn't work either. I thought this wouldn't be a big deal. Looking at the map, this doesn't seem that bad, that's the thing. Right, let's have a look at this. I thought this gap here was bigger, essentially. On the map it seems to be. Actually in reality it's not. I think we have to try this left hand side again. And even maybe use the crane on this side to push against us. Right, let's try anchors here. Trying to use the anchors as a way of pulling us forward there. The other thing we can do is this, with the crane, and try and push. I think coming back this way won't be a problem. That's the thing. I think it is just now. Come on. Still not doing anything. Just can't get traction going. If this doesn't work, obviously we go back to plan B, which is the bigger bridge past the logistics, but it will take 2 loads for the concrete slabs. We needed 9, I think, in total. But I just can't see a way up at this point. Thought maybe the crane there would help us, but there's not enough on it to get us over. Yeah, even with the crane out, there's just not enough. It's that rock there that's the problem. Oh, hang on, hang on. Don't know if that's gonna do it. It's close there. It's a full extension. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? The only thing I'm hoping now is we haven't beached ourselves. Right. Okay. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this one. Thanks for the like, it's much appreciated. Obviously, I think our bridge there is the best bet, but it's getting across to it is now the problem. So coming back, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. That original bit over here, though. It's every time we get to here, it doesn't like the rocks. And I just haven't got enough oomph to do anything from here. crane's not going to attach to anything or be near enough to anything to help us here. Leave low gear for a second. Just kind of bumps us across. And every time it does, that rock is a problem. It's nearly there as well, that's the thing. It does keep trying to get on top and then it just can't quite do it. What if we come in from an angle? I don't like giving up. I still think this is our best bet, but it's just trying to get the right angle speed to get over the rocks. I seem to be close there, to be fair. The way it bounced didn't really help us. I thought that was close though. So look at that. It's close to getting across, that's the thing. Just need that last bit. I don't think the bridge down by the river is a good idea either, that's the thing. I think this is our best bet. Just getting up this last little bit. Come on. We'll try and go more right this time and see if that helps. That does seem bigger, obviously. Oh, actually. Come on. Come on. Perseverance has paid off. We've done it. Ah, okay. Don't tip now. Do not ruin it now. E-Plag, good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? Got to get over this last little hump. The rocks are bad enough, but then there's a bigger rock waiting for us there. Problem is, I can't get past it. I don't want to go off the rocks we've just got over, that's the thing. Just managed to get over them other rocks, I don't want to then mess this up. Hang on. Just need the angle to get past that big rock there on our left. It's that angle that's the problem. We got it. We've got it. We have got it. Perfect. Right. Bridge can now be built. Oh, one slab's falling off there. Right, our bridge across is built. We now just need to get across and find a way down to this artifact. Good to hear you, but I'm not too bad, I had a bit of a struggle, but I'm okay. Just need sleep. And less pain, ideally. I'll take either one, in whatever order they come. Right, I didn't actually realise the bridge was a bit of a slope here, to be fair. Right, first and foremost, our Carolean is on its side here, isn't it? Let's see if we can get that back up on its tracks. First and foremost, because we may need it if we get stuck. So I do want to make sure it is back up and running if we can. And obviously we need to be careful not to tip this over. I didn't think we tipped the Carolean, to be fair, but we did. So let's see if we can get it back on its tracks first. As I say, just in case we need it for anything. I don't want to... How am I not close enough? There we go. I kind of don't want it to there though, do I? Hang on. Go closer. All I want us to do is just tip this over so it's back on its tracks. I don't want us to lift it, I just want to move it. There we go. That's what I was after. While we've still got the mule here, I'm just going to try and get this round. There we go. Perfect. I just wanted to move it so we know it's going to tip. So, we need to get down here now. Now, my thinking is, I think there's a better way down than what we first thought. I think round here is a better option. So we need to head back to this villagey bit, and then head round the edge there to get to there. I was thinking here, but I don't think that's a good idea. So instead, we want to be heading to the track which is on our left. It's taken us a while just to get it to this point after doing so well first thing with missions straight away. No! Ah, okay. That's one of the reasons I wanted the Carolian up on its feet. Tracks, feet, same thing. Was just in case we did something like that. Because this should be able to pull it over. But yeah, that was the whole reason to rescuing this the way we did first. It was for this very reason, to be fair. Come on. Say that, I thought it'd be easier to rescue it, to be fair. Okay, let's try another bit connection. Obviously the X's are bits you can't connect to. That might help. We'll put towing on. That way it will try and use its own steam as well. Just putting us, isn't it? Come on. Okay, it might be a case we just need to hit it. I don't know, did I? I don't look at subscribers anymore. I've not looked at subscribers in ages. I wouldn't expect so. I wonder if I can get it slightly up to get the engine restarted. And then we can use the crane the rest of the way. Try swapping to it. No, engine's still stalled. Yeah. Come on, we've not got all this way to ruin it like this. Surely. So close, hang on. Is that enough for me to get the engine going? It is. Right, engine is going. Obviously the Carolian is kind of holding us there. Stop. There we go. Right. That wasn't the best thing, but we're okay again. Right, which way are we going? Hang on, I've kind of lost my bearings. Right, the track is dead ahead and it's going to the right there. I can see it's going up there now. That's where we want to be going. We want to follow that track to the village, or the abandoned village, I should say. But yeah, I'll have a look in a second. If we did, I didn't know. There's no way. Surely there's no way. Right, let's just get this. I'm curious now. Hang on, let me have a look. As I say, because it's not a big deal. There's no. I don't check. Wow. When did that happen then? Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Well, that's incredible. I suppose all I can say is thank you to you guys. I don't know when we hit that then. I'd probably get an email at some point. I normally get emails on like milestones and things. But that's incredible. I now want to know when it happened. I have to check. That is absolutely incredible. I don't know how. Come on. I'm assuming it just happened over the weekend would be my guess. Right, this is the village. Obviously we've been here with the Carolyn anyway. Now, looking at different ways. So, we need to get down there, which I think here's probably the best bet. There's several different ways it looks like to get down there. I think we want to head up here and potentially down here, but even that's going to be tricky because of the rocks. There is also this way, which either way is going to be tricky. So we need to head to our right here. I'm hoping the other artefacts aren't like this one. This one is so far the worst artifact of the 4 we need to go and pick up. We've already found 8 artifacts, which you wanted us to find, but these aren't the 8 we found. These are 4 others that we've not found that we now need to pick up. Which is something we wasn't expecting to do because we've never had to pick up artifacts before that I can remember. Right, can we get up here to our left and round to the right? It's just so steep. The thing is, once we pick up this artifact, we're still going to get out of here. It's not just a case of getting it and we're done. We've actually got to get out of here and deliver it. Right, we are down. Oh, this is all shallow, so that's okay. The artifact is tiny, to be fair. There's no weight to it, so that's not going to be an issue. The issue for us is getting out of here, though. Right, the artifact should be round here on the right. And then we've got to figure a way out. We get between the rocks. Not happy with that. Come on. It takes a little while even to get to this point. Because getting down here wasn't easy. We had to build a bridge and everything. Just to even get across. Come on. Don't drown. Can't go too far into that water. Otherwise we're in trouble. There's so many rocks blocking our path. But yeah, yeah, thank you, Epa. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really notice. I do think that's incredible, though. Can't explain how. So, as I say, it's all thanks to you guys more than anything else. Pick up the artifacts, what do you want? Oh, I had it there. Pressed the change thing too quick there. There we go. So it's only a small thing. This is the first of 4 now picked up. The downside is we still need to go and get the other 3. And we need to get out of here. I'm not sure dropping the artifacts is probably a good idea. I think laying it down is probably the better option as well. Strapped it. Doesn't need much of a strap, does it? Let's change camera. Okay. How do we get back up? Alright, hang on. Is there a way up over there? So it looks like this was one of the things we were looking at previously. That's doable up there. Or we need to get back round here and try and get back up here. Now to get across to here to there, I think it's doable. I just don't know if that's too steep. That looks to be our best option, I think, straight ahead. Our only concern, obviously, is the rocks around us. If we tip over, we're in trouble, essentially. Right, how deep is this water just here? Need it to be shallow. Come on. Don't be deep. Oh, that's deep. Staying on the edge is just about keeping us out. Right, we think up there is our best bet. This is either going to be the right option or the wrong one. We have got the Carolean up above. If needed, we could always winch and tow us up. Or we can get up ourselves. I don't know. Might be alright. I think we're going to be okay. Come on, mule. We've always said the mule is such a good vehicle. We're up. Don't mess it up now. It's a drop. Okay. Let's just stop there a second and work out where we're going to go. So we obviously want to get back to our bridge here, don't we, to get back across. So in doing so, we are currently here, but it is a little bit of a drop down. Might be better off onto the rocks over there, you know. Yeah, I think we might be better off dropping down onto them rocks. My concern is we're going to beach ourselves, and that will cause us even more problems. It's not just the fact of grabbing the artefact, is it? There's more to it than just grabbing an artefact. Right, my thinking is we try and go across this rocky bit here to then potentially use the rocks to help level us out. There we go. We did it. Okay. So we've got to get to our bridge to our left, and then we're going to head back to the quarry, and then once we're at the quarry we'll have a look at where we've got to go. We either deliver this at the Archeologists camp, or we go and get the other ones we still need to go and get. It depends on directions and the best way of doing it. It may be we deliver this and send them the Voron out from a different direction. We don't really know until we've got this back to the quarry, because once at the quarry we're kind of safe. Because we can recover ourselves and pick this back up if we do mess up. We need to get back to the quarry first, then make an easier journey if we have to rescue ourselves. I'm hoping we won't have to. Ideally, we don't need to rescue ourselves, but try and cover our bases. So we need to head back across the water here. We go over the rocks last time. It's to the right is where we're going to go. I'm trying to see how we get through these trees. I don't think. Oh, I think we did actually. Looking at the mud, obviously we haven't got the weight on us now that we had coming in, because we haven't got the 5 concrete slabs on board anymore. That will help us traverse this mud, I think. In fact, we don't have the weight. We'll just see the track under the water here as well, in amongst the trees. We are heading to there, so not the first right hand turn, second essentially. And that will take us directly back to the quarry, the warehouse in fact, that will. Not the quarry, the warehouse. The fact we've actually managed to get this first artifact is incredible. There were moments I didn't think we'd do it. Right. And rocks being the big thing. Perseverance definitely paid off. But that's 1 of 4. There's still 3 more to go and get, and if they're all as awkward, we're going to have a problem. But it started off being 5 objects to find, followed by 3 more objects to find, followed then by pick up 4 and deliver. Struggling up the hill here. Low gears on. The mud is so deep. Obviously we destroyed some of this pathway with when we were coming in with the 5 slabs, to be fair. We're not sinking anywhere near as deep as we did with the 5 slabs on board, to be fair. That's something at least, because that was sinking us a lot into the mud, but the mud is deep in places anyway. This isn't a route we've used other than on the way here. It's not like it's been travelled on. It's just not a very good route. Come on. Although we will get through this bit. This bit isn't that bad. It's just navigating through the mud. There's no real issues with this. You'll then generally get through it one way or another. Okay, up the hill. Can't quite see the warehouse yet, but that's where we're heading towards. This bit is deep mud. Let's try and avoid this. Okay, the warehouse should be coming up. On our left hand side, we can just see there, there's our road we built just by. That's why I'm not worried once we're here. It's an easy journey back. Okay, we're safe. 1 artifact found. So we just want to have a look at the other sites and see what the best attack of this is. Obviously, it may be better off delivering this and going a different way for the others. So the other 3 we want, we're currently over here by the warehouse. The 3 other objects need delivering to the Archeologists camp there. We have 1 here, no 2 here, and 1 over here. Now my only wondering is maybe we're better off going from the harbour base to here. Is my thinking, which means I'm better off grabbing the Voron to do that. In terms of us getting this back, we just need to follow the road this way, and then on the way to Northlock village, we headed left instead and go across here. So we're not actually passing any of the other ones, are we, by doing that? That's the thing. So what my thinking is we go and get the Voron into the machine yard or harbour base, as though that might be, no, it's not that. Voron, we grab this first one and then come out. We're not going to deliver the mule just yet, we'll hold off. It's an easy journey, it's not that difficult. I think it's better to make sure we've got all 4 in hand. And then once you've gained that one, we want to bring the Voron, back to the quarry here. Come down and have a look over this way. We don't know how they're going to go getting those, but we need to have a look. I think let's do that. I don't know where the Voron actually is offhand. What are you? It's just there. That was lucky, I didn't know it was there. So we're actually in a good position from here, because we can head across this way, I think. It's just when we can get past the pipe. We can get past the pipe. Right, let's turn ourselves around then. So we're going to go for the next artifact. We've got 1 on the mule already, and that can be delivered any time. It's now a case of getting the rest. Now, do I need to go right here, or do I need to go across first? I think we should cross first, then come across that bit over there. But yeah, the other 3 may not be as bad as the one we got with the mule was, to be fair. The mule may have had the toughest one. We won't know really until we get them. The 2 together possibly could be a problem, mainly because of where we can't see the terrain. Whereas this one we can see the terrain. It'll just make life a little bit simpler, just by knowing what's ahead. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy though, still got to navigate rocks and not fall over, essentially. Okay. So whoa! didn't see the drop there. That's the thing that can catch you out if drops like that. We're heading basically for the gap in the rock over there. First of all, we need to get across here. Now, we could get across there. I did wonder whether we could get across here. You see that mud and stuff down there? That tells me it's quite shallow. But it's a drop. Not a drop I really want to take. And avoid it, I think. Sometimes not being able to see is a problem. Don't tip. Don't tip over. Is that a drop there? That is a drop there as well, isn't it? Wow. Okay, this whole ledge is a problem. Should have just followed this round. But we're here. Okay. We're thinking that's shallow. But we need to get to there. Now, I did think this way would be safe, but I could be wrong. No. Well, 100% wrong. Because there's a rock under the water we couldn't see. Or several by the looks of it. Come on. If we can't get over them, we'll have to go round the other way. I think we might be going the other way. No, maybe not. It's deeper than I was expecting, to be honest. I thought the greenery meant shallow. I don't think that's right. I don't think it is. Obviously, we just want to head to the left here, but how deep is this? This is a really bad idea. Yes, it probably is. We may be better off going the other way. I think that's going to be too deep for us. The only other thing we can do, and we've done this previously, is just go for it. Pedal down and see if we can get through the deep water in time for it not to fill the engine up. That has worked in the past. If the worst comes to worst, we can get the vehicle back to the harbour base and go from there. So it's not the end of the world. Let's hang on a look over here first. Potentially, this may be better. Them clumps of grass tell me there is obviously bits of land there. So actually, if we utilise these, we're not going to drown. There we go. It's a bit deeper than I was expecting, but we're there. Okay, we're looking for the gap in the rocks to get up. So from here, we want to be heading down here and up. By the looks of things. Yeah. We could go along here and come up that way, but I don't think that's a good idea. So we're going to head slightly to our right here. Follow that round. And then we should start to see a way up from here on the left hand side. There we go. Up there. I just changed the camera. I thought I was still on crane camera, but I wasn't. Okay. Stop there. So left, essentially. And I looked more it's going to the right, but we're not. We're going to the left here. Again, the map can be deceiving, so although this looks doable, there's no guarantee it is. But actually, I think it is. There's an artifact. So that is artifact number 2. Just ran over and destroyed, but still good, they won't know. Artifact number 2 is on board. Still not a given though. Although it's on board, we're still going to get back out of here. I was hoping it would fall over. Come on, I want you on your side. That'll do. Well, it's strapped. Yeah, there you go. It shouldn't fall out. Right, so that is the second one got. We need to come back on ourselves now to grab these two. So essentially, we need to cross back across, which I think we'll use this way, and get to this road, essentially there. And then once there, we can head over here and see what's underneath the fog of war. We don't know what's there. That's the thing. We may not be able to get to it this side, but we'll have a try at least. We'll have a look and see what we can do. But at least we've got two now. The mule's got one on board. We now have one on the Boron. Mule's one can get to the archaeologist camp without any issues. It's all road we've made ourselves, so that won't have a problem. Hence why I've not got it there yet. We might as well focus on getting all four on board, and then we'll head straight to the camp. We'll just take two different journeys essentially. But so far so good. We want to head left and down here. It's my concern is the two together. We just don't know the terrain or what we're going to be facing there. I'm hoping it's not too bad, but time will tell. So I think we're getting across here, which is the way we should have come across in the first place, in all honesty, but we didn't. There we go, straight across. See, no problems at all. That was the way we should have gone originally. Okay, I'm going to try and navigate the rocks without having any issues. I've not actually looked to be fair to see where we're actually heading, but I think we're in the right kind of direction. Stop there and actually plan it. So we're just going up to this bit here. We didn't have to go up there by the looks of it, but if we head to the right and down that middle bit, that should get us back there. To be fair, we could have stayed on this level, but we've already gone up. Although actually, I think we go down. There's no point trying to take that drop if we don't need to. Worst thing we can do here is tip over though. We do need to be a bit careful. If we catch a rock wrong, that could be us on our side and we'll have to get something else out to rescue us. That's the thing. We can't reset the Boron while it's got the artifact on the back. Right, the road is there. Along with a load of debris, but we can ignore all of that. This was the road, so let's have a check. We want to follow this round now until we get to here. We'll see a little track on our right, and then directly next to that will be the last two, and we'll figure out what our best attack is for them. So little track should be, is it here or is it next? Not quite yet. Although looking up there I can kind of see where we're going to go already. I don't know if we are better off going now. To be fair, the bit I was looking at was here. Although we can go that way as well actually. Because we can get underneath. Just that is a bit of a taller climb up. This may have been a bad idea, we should have gone the other way. Find out in a second. I think the other way. It's flatter, but then we don't know it's going to get us where we need to go. Can we get up here? Is it going to look like it? So far we're okay. Let's go over here. We don't know really. Okay, what may have been a bad decision. Because I can see we're going to get down. Yeah, we should have come this way. There's even a pole there. Should have just come through with this first bit. Right, we're not in trouble. We're just not. I didn't go the ideal way. We didn't know. So we're going to see if we can get down here. And we still haven't seen these artifacts. We don't know exactly where they are. Oh, hang on, down there. I think we have them. Okay, can I grab them from here, I think? The reason why we grab them, I don't want to try and cross the water if we don't have to. I don't think we can. Not close enough, okay. Hoping we'd be close enough without having to go into the water. Change camera. That's what I was trying to avoid. That hasn't gone, it's gone well. Come on. What about anchors here? Will they get us up? That, no. That puts us under the water. We're not going anywhere there. It's too big a drop. Reset crane just to make... No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Drown in the vehicle. That was lucky. We nearly messed up severely. Right, so the crane isn't long enough to reach from here according to that. And that water is really deep. Or so it seems. Just need to get to there. It's that little island bit. Now I don't know if we can come around here maybe. Maybe it connects. Can't see enough to know if it does. But that water is really deep really quickly. That's in the wrong way there. What I want to do is try and get back through the gap we came up. Don't want to tip over, that's my concern. Don't do it. No! Rescue ourselves just about. That was lucky. I thought we messed it up again. Right. The rain is coming down, which isn't helping. Thanks for the like for the horse, much appreciated. So we know where the two are that we need. We just got to get to them. I think this may be a better option this way. Water's still there. There's no easy... Well, actually, there is an easy crossing point, actually. It just needs a more level crossing point. That's the thing. The water dropped down so quickly, you're in those first. And then because of that, you've got nothing to work with. I think this will get us there. I did think the one we got the mule was the hardest. And I think it still will be the hardest. I don't think these are that bad. The only concern here is the angle. To not tip us over. We're over. We're okay. Okay. Let's get these on board and then we work out a plan of attack from there, I think. So we'll unstrap, grab the crane. Number 3. And then we've got 2 journeys to do. One with the mule, one with this. With the artifacts on board. It's going to do exactly the same as the others and not fall over. There we go. It's easier to strap them down, I think, if they're on flat rather than standing up. And number 4. That means we have all 4 objects in our possession, but we need to get them to the archaeologist camp. So we've got 3 on the Voron, 1 on the mule, and then we've just got to get them to the camp. You gonna fall? No. Don't stand up, you're gonna fall over. Come on, fall over. There we go. Just think it's a lot easier to strap them if they're over. Right, cargo straps. There we go. We've now got to get out of here though. So, what is the best bet? Once we hit a road, getting to the archaeologist site won't be that difficult. It's just a case of getting to a road nearby. Do we go back the way we came? Potentially yes. My only concern is that. But I think maybe we just go back the way we came. And that will get us back to this pipeline and the road here, which will take us all the way down to the archaeologist camp anyway. And then we're just going to get the mule there, and that's an easy road. I think there's no point overcomplicating it, is there? The issue here is turning round, admittedly. But yeah, I think let's not overcomplicate it. Back the way we came. Hopefully we don't have any issues. And jobs are good. The annoying thing is we're not at 50% yet. I thought we'd have 50% done today. Because the story hasn't moved on, we're not at 50%. That's the thing. The story needs to move on because there's 4 parts to this. And we're on part number 1 still. Oh no, we're on part number 2, but we haven't finished part number 2, which would be 50% when done. We have completed a couple of missions today though, although we started on like 45, 46% done. Even with a couple of missions, we're still not quite there with the aim of 50% today. The aim is to have this base game map, last base game map finished this week. We start DLC afterwards. Oh, I've kind of gone off where I wanted to go. I said we'll go back the way we came. This isn't the way we came. We need to head more to the left. Okay. So here, and then we did come in this way via the rocks. We'll try and avoid that this time and go that way, I think. So we're heading for that pylon we can see ahead of us. The issue is not tipping over. I think that we know the water's deep. We just tried to traverse it, didn't we? No. Ah, that was close. Even so, we're not out of the woods yet. There we go. It's the rocks that cause you the problems. So we head left here, and then we should be able to see the road by the pipeline. And instead of the rocks we climbed up to get up here, it should be a flat route. Yeah, flat. I didn't want to drop because that would cause us problems. Okay, so we've now made it. What we're going to do is head back down this road. We follow it to here, and then follow that road down, and that will head us straight to Archaeology Camp. And then it's a case of just bring the mule there as well. And that'll be mission complete, job done. And then we move on to the next part. As I say, when we first started the Archaeologist mission, we'd had it on a while, so we thought finding the 5 objects would be easy, and it was, to be fair. Had no real major issues. And then as soon as we found the 5 objects, it was, you're going to find 3 more. Found the 3 more, no issues at all. And then suddenly it's, oh, now you've got to go and pick up 4. Not the 4 you found. 4 completely different ones we've not seen yet. Pick those up and take them. Nothing like forcing us to do things we didn't want to do. But we've got 3 on board on the Vor and 1 on the mule. It's done, that's the important part. Now it's just the journey back. The actual job itself is done. We'll just follow this round and we'll get back there. Nice and simply. There should be no issues. We've done this route a few times now. The Voron's route is probably harder than the mule's route, but the mule's route is road with main, so that shouldn't face any issues, other than potentially convoys. If a convoy comes towards it, then potentially could be a problem. Other than that, there shouldn't be any issues. Right, we follow this down still. Just want to make sure we weren't on the right there. We're following it all the way until we get to our road that we've built, and that's where we turn off. But again, there shouldn't be any issues. It should be perfect. So past all the cars that can be used when we need to make stuff. Let's use metal that can be recycled. First water, second water. Third set of water. And then number 4. Okay, there's our road, we can see it. So from there we head left. as this is the quarry. Don't even know if we need to unload these. I think as long as they're in the zone, we probably don't need to. Not that it will take long to unload, to be fair, but... Right, here we are. I'm going to park this in the zone, because then we'll jump in the mule and drive that here too. So they count us in. Ah, they don't take them automatically. A little bit easier. There we go. First 3 done. Park that up. Let's go and jump in the mule. We've got a different journey for the mule to take. Mainly because the mule's in a completely different place. It's over here by the warehouse. Which... Hang on, I'm confused myself. Because I turned the map around, I then confused where we are. It's this warehouse here. There we go. Right. All the mule's got to do is follow the roads that we've built to get to the same place. And that'll be the mission complete at least. And we'll look at next main mission. So we've got about 45 minutes left of today's stream. What that 2 and a bit hours, whatever it is already. Nearly 3 hours have disappeared. It really has. Although we've done completed missions, it's nowhere near as much as I wanted done today. I think if it wasn't for trying to grab these ones, it wouldn't be so bad. You know, we got stuck with the mule trying to get up the rock face, get a bit of bridge. The raw ones, 3, were so much easier than this one. That's the thing, everything takes time. But we're not trying to rush it, although we're aiming to finish the base game this week. There's no rush, it takes what it takes. Ghost of Yotai will be on the channel if it wins the next vote. So there's no rush. I'm glad to hear people are enjoying it. As I say, we voted to leave it until a little while later, so that's what we'll do. I'm expecting next main livestream game to be roughly around the end of the month, I think. Depending, obviously, how the DLC maps go. There's only 2 DLC maps, but they might, if it was easier as Sojourn was, it won't take as long at all. If they're harder, or like Kernel is, then it might take us a little bit longer to get them done. There's only 2, so it's all going to depend on what we need to do for those. Right, there is an active convoy on this route, so we do need to be a little bit wary of that. But it should be coming from behind, not in front. So all we're going to do is follow this road till we hit the quarry, and then once at the quarry, we are there, basically. Oh, thought I was going to hit that. That's an error of judgment. Why do I feel like I'm going the wrong way? Because I am. I could have gone down to Northlock, couldn't I? I've gone the wrong way. So this was the road we finished off this morning. This doesn't lead the same place we should be going towards. I thought we could go this way, but yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong road. Basically, you need to go through the logistics and down the road towards Northlock and take a left when we get to the turn off for Northlock. It's because we built this road today, I thought, oh, this is the right way. No. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Luckily, we didn't get too far down it, to be fair. So this looks terminals here. So we just need to head through. Keep an eye out for a convoy, because they will not stop. They will just smash into us if we're not careful. Or there might not be any rewards left. To be fair, it's flashed up quite a few times that it's done, so there might not be any rewards. So it won't run anymore. But through the logistics, now we follow this road down. And then we'll hit a junction when we can turn right for Northlock, or left, and we want to head the left. Getting completely confused by different roads there. And then we'll have a look at what the next main mission is after this one. Must be close to having all side missions done now, after this one, to be fair. We did one earlier. The reals is no, it's all part of the same one though, isn't it? So probably doesn't count as individuals, to be fair. Okay, Northlock is coming up on our right hand side here. And we'll head left instead. In fact, should we be going there? No. There is a mission though to find something there, interestingly. In fact, where does that need delivery? I've just had a thought. So on the missions here, strengthen the pier, recommission. That's the next mission we're doing, but we're passing this place here, and supposedly there's something to pick up here. We've got to find it though. By which mission is this? Find the object. Let's jump in the crane here and see if we can find the object. It's a valve, essentially. It's going to be underneath something, isn't it? Would be my guess. We've not really used one of these cranes that much. But I just thought, while we're here passing, only because we have to take it somewhere, we can put it in the back of the mule while we're here. Obviously, I don't know where exactly it's heading, but if it's in the back of the mule, we've got it on board. Let's just swap objective for a minute. I don't quite know what it is we're looking for. Find the valve, install it on the pipeline, and replace it. Okay, so we're looking for a valve, which normally are quite big. I want to say potentially it's under the boat, but I don't think it is. Can we see anything? We've done... well, basically it's one of those there, but it's that... So normally... We've not... That's that one. If I turn this, there we go. So a valve is the one directly below us here. That's what we need, but it's going to be newer than that, I would guess. And it's meant to be in this yard. Now, where in this yard is the question. We don't use one of these cranes very often, so... I can see it. It's buried. Just seen it. It's down here. It's under all this debris over here. I just thought if we can get in the back of the mule while it's passing, the saves us coming back here later. Was my thinking. But yeah, I can just see it down there, but just got to get rid of all this debris. Not really doing much with the debris, I might. Right. That's there. So this is the object down here. I think I can pick it up. We got it? Really? I'm pretty sure we've got the right thing here. It looks newer than the others we've seen. Right, is that not it? It's not showing us done, it's found though, is it? But that is a valve. That's normally what we're looking for. And obviously the other ones are rusty. It was buried. I'm not seeing anything else. My only concern is it's not saying anything. That's definitely it. What happens if we get it out of the zone, maybe? My thinking was maybe that will clear it by having it out. It's not showing as found though, is it? That's definitely a valve. We've done a few previously. I've got an object scanner here. There we go. We had to scan it. So now mission has changed to repair the pipe system and deliver. But before we do that, what I want to do is, where are we taking it? Ah, that's really frustrating. So actually the valve goes all the way up there. So although we've found it, we're not going that way. That's miles away from where we are now. and the opposite direction. But we'll leave it where it is, and we now know we just need to pick it up from outside there. If it was actually on the way to where we're going, it wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, we'll come back to that. It was more the fact that I thought if the mule could take it with it, we'd take it now. But fortunately, it's not the way we're going. But we can pick it up now whenever we're ready, which is good to know. Okay, we're going to follow this round to the left. Let's get this mission complete. And then we should see a left-hand turn coming up. Just here. And then we follow this and we should hit our road we built in a second. Whoa! That's a hole. That was a bigger hole than I was expecting, to be fair. There's a road ahead of us there, which is where we're heading. I'm so hoping there's no more artifacts after this. That's the thing with these missions, you think you've got one mission to do, and they actually have more than one part to them. You can't see that ahead of time. Right, we now follow this road that we made all the way down to the quarry, and then from there we can get to the camp. And that is job done. I don't know how many missions we completed. I want to say 3 or 4, plus finishing off the road. Build a bridge, several bridges actually. So although it doesn't seem like we've achieved very much, we've done a fair bit. Just not enough. But yeah, ePlayer let us know we somehow reached 50,000 subscribers. It's incredible. So a massive thank you guys for that. No. Oh. Took too big a turn, too much speed, and couldn't control it. I was so close to going over there. Just took the corner too quickly. I'm not trying to rush, but at the same time I am rushing, that's the problem. Right, convoy's coming here, we need to be out of its way. It will just smash into us. It's half the chance. So we'll get out of its way. There we go. Still delivering more concrete slabs. It must be nearly done, surely, with the concrete slabs. There's so many of them. Right, Archeologists camp is just coming up though. And at least that's another mission out of the way. And I think we've got to make some pipes. I think that is something we're going to do shortly. There we go, Archeologists camp on our right hand side here. Final object to be delivered. And it is there. The hardest one out of the 4 to gain, I would say as well. But that is job done.
The eggheads really should send a full-time offer your way, or at least appoint you their patron saint. I don't know if that's a thing with science, but I feel like it should be. If I were you, I'd keep an eye out for a novelty-sized greeting card, and your photo in every textbook. In the meantime, I thank you on behalf of the whole scientific community.
I do like Kelly, she's good fun. Right, let's have a look what we've got next then. Strengthen the pier. So this is one we've been looking at had a while, so this is our next one to go to. 4 objects to pick up from the logistics over here, up here, and then we're delivering it to the pier here. Now I think because of what the length of these, they're quite big bits, which if we want to take all 4 at once, which ideally we do, heavy transporter I think is their option here. In terms of getting them to the pier though, I think we follow our road. It shows us underwater, but it's not, to Northlock, and then head north from there. I wouldn't normally say the heavy transporter is the way to go, but I think for that it possibly is. And it's a fairly simple road to follow. think that's our best bet. Now, the heavy transporter, where is it now? Otherwise, we have to recall it to our base up here and then drive it down the road to get there. So, heavy transporter is... That's the rusty, that's the normal one. Where are you? Archeologist camp. Yeah, no, it's a complete opposite side to where we want to be. So, let's bring that back to our tunnel exit base. And then from there, we'll take it across. Otherwise, we need to do this journey more than once. I did wonder whether we could fit it into the Alcez instead. Actually, I'd prefer to use that than the heavy transporter. But I don't know if we're going to 5 in at once. Can carry 8 ton. I know the heavy transporter can do more than that. But I think the heavy transporter is the right option, to be honest. It's not the one I want to be using, 50 ton, yeah. I think that is the right option, to be fair. We'll retain that, deploy it, and then we've got to get going through logistics. We have got a big crane already there, and we'll need to get the crane there as well to the place as well, because we'll need to unload the pier. But the crane can be got from Northlock itself, so that's not too big a deal. And there is a crane already at logistics, so none of that is an issue. It's just a case of getting this first to logistics and then to the pier itself. And then I'm not sure, I suppose the big cranes are only real option for the pier to get it in. We do need to turn around. This is the only issue with this. If the road is so tight here, can I make the turn? Just about. Actually went better than I was expecting, to be fair. I didn't think that would make the turn so easily. Just got to remember this, we've got to make wide turns to make sure the trailer gets round about smashing something or catching onto something and causing us to go flying backwards. So, quite late turns, essentially. Air time there. Okay, logistics is just ahead once we pass the warehouse, which is on our right hand side now. I don't know, I'm assuming the main missions we currently have on are what need completing for the second part, because normally they don't come on until you're on that part itself. So I think these 3 main missions we have, which aren't quick ones, are potentially the ones to get us 50%. So not only is this map Kernel pretty hard in terms of having to build so many roads, there's a lot to do. And although I think it's 33 missions in total, and one mission can turn into 5 different parts, and you don't see the other parts until you've done the first part, so you never really know the true length of the mission. Now the only downside to this, it's not the best in muddy conditions, as I've experienced before. But all we can do is just see if we can make it. See it struggling a little bit. We'll come to the left to try and stay out of the mud. The trailer's probably stood in it to a degree. Right, let's just double check exactly where we're heading here. So we want to go into here, round as if we're leaving then essentially, and then into here. Our crane is here. I think the crane needs to go in first, doesn't it? Let's quickly jump in the crane. This was here to actually help. I think it was the heavy transporter when it had stuff on the back. Get through this mud that's here. So we may need the crane again, to be fair, once it's loaded, just to get us through the mud. There is a back route as well to where we're going, but I don't know if that's a sensible idea. Might have to assess that. I think the back route is actually going that way, to be honest. And we haven't really looked at what's going on to the pier. I think they're big concrete slabs, essentially, is what it looks like according to the map. But as we said before, the map can deceive you in terms of what you're actually doing. have a look. They are big concrete sections. I don't even know if we can carry all those at once. It's 4 to take. We've got to get all 4. Maybe they should. It's just because that little round bit may make it a little bit unsteady. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, that's there. So what we'll do, we'll grab the heavy transporter. No, that's not. That's a heavy dumper instead. There we go. If we meet the convoy that's doing this route, we've got no way of moving out of the way of it. We'll be in a bit of trouble. It will just smash into us. So we'll try and get through this without the next convoy starting. You know what I said about the convoy? There's the convoy we're trying to avoid. Now the convoy failing isn't that big a deal, but I've got to keep going forward because I can't go back anywhere. Turn the convoy round. Not ideal. It probably will fail, I'm assuming now. What's it doing? Is it turning round? If it fails, we can reset it. It's not the end of the world, but I'd know where to go there, to be fair. Is it turning round or is it not? I'm still trying to go forward. I think I've really screwed that convoy up. How many more are still left to do? Oh, hang on. None. There's no infrastructure left. So if that fails, it will just stop. Doesn't affect anything. We've got all the rewards already from it. That's lucky. It's always going to happen though. I could have guessed that would be the case. It's just the timing was always bound to be that way. Right, we're 20 minutes. Can we get the pier done today? Think about turning round and getting the trailer to be closer to the actual crane, to be fair. Okay, I'm rubbish at reversing these trailers, so I'm not expecting this to go well the first time. Don't really know where the best place for it is either. Catch. Oh, there's concrete edge there, isn't there? That actually went better than I was expecting, to be honest. Okay, that failed, that's fine. We can't reset it because there's no infrastructure route for it anymore. But all the rewards are gains, we don't lose anything. Right, I think maybe this is the right place. Right, I think that'll do. Right, jump in the crane, let's see how these go on. I'm not too sure how this is going to go. I think we're right with the right vehicle to use, but it could potentially be we can't do this in one run. These can be picked up from the top as well, can't they? Yeah, okay. We've got to lay these down essentially then. Not the ideal thing to be doing, but yeah, these are what can be replacing the floor of the pier that's damaged. I don't think I can get all 4 on, but I think this will be one pile, in all honesty. I don't think... Let's change angle, change camera, I mean. Right, we're going to get as far this way as possible before dropping it down and attempting to lay it down. Okay, let's go the wrong way there. Let's go this way. Yeah, so you see how big they are? I don't think we can put... Although one could be laid sideways, maybe. This one can go more towards the front. I'll get it to move. Come on. I don't want to go up, I just want it to go across. Let's try and drag it a little bit closer. There we go. That's what I was after. Right. I still don't think I can get another one. I wonder if we have to lay it sideways. Potentially, but even laying that down is not going to be easy. And then taking corners. What I might have to do here, potentially, is lay it down from the back end this time. And it'll be a slight angle. They're all going to be strapped. But I think that's maybe our best option here. But this is going to be one hell of a load. Definitely think we've got the right vehicle for it. It's just not the best vehicle in general for its job. But it's the only one in the game. So, I haven't got much choice but to use it. But the thing is, we're going to overlap, but not by much. And I think that will be what we need to use. Okay. Bring it back. Try and assess this. I don't want to have to drag it like I did the last one, that's the thing. Is that on? No. See the back bit there has moved it forward, which is not what I wanted. Come across a little bit. Swinging, I'm just letting it swing and then we're going to drop it down when it's close enough, I think. Okay. There. And then hopefully make it fall over this way. Come on, start leaning. Okay, you see how it's come forward, that wasn't really what we wanted there. I'm going to have to try and get it back a bit. Thing is, you can only pick these up from one way it seems. Which obviously causes the problem. But yeah, I want it further back than that. It seemed to go down in the right spot, but then moved. So I'm trying to drag that bottom bit. Make it as loose as possible so we can drag. Come on. That did something, that did it. Is that enough? Don't know how much more we're going to be able to move it, that's the only thing. You can just see the things at the back, I can't remember the name of. I think we're there. Okay. 2 on, 2 to go. We'll do this one next. Again, so we're going to go from the other side now. From the front side. And then we're going to get these to the pier and then have a crane follow. I think we've done okay there so far with this. It should strap. We don't have confirmation of that until we've got them all there. But I think it will. Hopefully. Okay. This is going to be lined up again. And then let it fall. So we need to try and get this right. As much as we can. Thing is, you think something's in the right position, then you go and put it down, it's not. Just a little bit too far forward. To a point I don't think it will allow us to strap if it was that far. Okay. Hopefully. I think it's a little bit too far forward, admittedly. Hopefully, it'll still be okay. Down it goes. Okay, 3 on board. Hoping, so hoping they strap. Otherwise that's a proper issue. 1 to go. It's not been as simple as I'd hoped, to be fair. I knew these were big, you could tell that from the map. But I didn't even think that we'd have to use every transporter, and they weren't going to be flat. I think that's more the issue, is they're not perfectly flat, and they don't fit. Alright, 1 each side kind of thing, which was the hope. And then once you realise that, it then becomes more of an issue to actually set them up. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Give me it back. I did not mean to stop holding it there. Okay. So we need it to go down now. Which it is. There we go. Okay. Can we strap them down is the first thing. No. Incorrect wheel position. Oh, it's crane's in the way. Okay, that's fine. Quickly move the crane. And hopefully it's because the anchors are in the way there. I'm hoping this straps down. Cargo is strapped. You don't always have to see it, but we heard it. No, there we go, you can see it now. Now the only concern is the weight and how much of an issue it's going to cause us, to be fair. So, we've got a choice. We either take the shortcut to get to the pier, which we've never really used before, and then, oh, actually we can't use the shortcut, because the road doesn't, does it go this way? Oh no, we need bridges. Yeah, we can't use that way. So, main road, all the way to Northlock, get to here, take a right, and then as we're on the outskirts of Northlock, take a left, take another right, towards the quarry, and that's where we're going. We may need the crane as we get out of here. This mud there could be an issue if we're too heavy, which I suspect we are. Okay, need to make this corner, so I'm just trying to get in the position to be as wide as possible. I'm not going to make it. Turning circle for this is not brilliant. My concern is the trailer getting caught up though. Which it may do on them, that bit there. No, it made it. I must have taken it wide enough. I didn't think I had. I hate driving these things. Although the worst part about this is reversing. That is definitely by far the worst. People who drive buses, I've got no idea how they do it. I'll be hitting everything left, right and centre if it was me. It's the exit, it makes a big difference there. Right, can we get through the mud, or do I need to call the crane to come and help? Is the question. What is it stuck on? Oh, no, I don't know. No rock there, is there? Oh, actually there might be. Yeah, just there. Couldn't see it before. So I was trying to avoid the mud, but to be fair, I'm actually impressed. With the amount of weight on the back of this, I thought we was going to have to use the crane to come and get us out of this mess. But actually, I might have spoken too soon. Yeah, I might have spoken too soon. Hence why the crane was here in the first place, to be fair. It's where this got stuck before. Yeah, I spoke too soon, didn't I? Always the way. I don't think we get out of this. I think we have to bring the crane over. Are we moving or not? Okay, one more go forward. Low gear on. Got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right. We knew it was a possibility, to be fair. as it got stuck there previously. Luckily the crane is right nearby. I suppose if we get a convoy going that way, we'll have to make that into a proper road anyway. We could do it ahead of time, but it's not really needed at the minute. If it starts getting used a lot more though, we will have to do it. And a convoy would never make it through there, to be fair. Okay. Not driving the crane very well. Come on. Get stuck on whatever that is just there. Right. To the left. And then see if we can rescue this vehicle. What I'm thinking, we go ahead of it and with the crane attach and drive forward. Is my thinking. It's either that or the anchors, but I think this may be a better option. Because we don't need to make it go far before job done. So let's bring the crane round. Bear with me a second, that's on my door. Always a delivery at the wrong time though, isn't there? How are we for time? I've got about 10 minutes. Okay. Should be hopefully able to get this to the pier. Whether we get the pier finished today, I don't know. But yeah. Always a delivery at the wrong time. Right. So all we want to do really is attach to the front of this and drive forward is my thinking. I could change our point of access. So we only go, there we go. It's now attached. Let's drive forward. And that wasn't as much, it didn't quite work. But I thought I'd just try anchors instead. Rope length. There we go. Because all it is a case of moving it forward enough to get out of the mud. That's what it needs to be. So if we unattach anchors from crane and move this to the side, I think we're good to go. Just in case of getting out of that mud. Should be enough. There we go. It was enough. It needed a slight little bit of help, and that was all it was. I've got low gear on this one, doesn't it? Although it's struggling a little bit. There we go. It's right now. It may even be a case of we take that crane to where we're going, although kind of want to round the logistics just because there might be more stuff to do there. Leaving the crane nearby is helpful, to be fair, so you can keep driving on there. This seemed to be alright when we first got going, but now it does seem the weight is definitely noticeable. It was like once we got stuck in the mud, that was it. The weight then became a problem. Until then, it wasn't. We're on proper roads in a minute. Now I don't know if we should get a crane to the pier before this arrives. Possibly, because I think the crane needs to be on there first. I don't even know the best place to park this up. I think we'll get to Northlock and then we get a crane that we're going to use. For these, it's going to be one of the big ones. We can't use the tank one or anything because they're not going to be able to lift these high enough. Since you can only connect from the top end. It does also mean we've got to lay them in each of the holes. Whereas you'd think you'd be able to pick them up from like all four sides, but we can't. Okay, I do need to double check where we're going in a second. I think we have to go off the road on the right here. But because we said we need the crane, probably the right time to get in now. So yeah, we're going off the road here. And then over this way, and then we're there. In terms of crane, we need to get a crane. Probably, so there is a ramp there. I think we need a crane, move this out of the way and go up the ramp, potentially. So, best crane we can use, we have got a crane here. Is that still a crane? No, that's the rusty dump. No, crane's here, in fact. There we go. This is our other crane. This is the Zilks. I think this is the better crane out of the two. They're both near enough exactly the same, to be fair. There's not much difference. Road pedestrian, good morning. How are you? How are you today? Hope your weekend was good. But you don't know why this is in your suggestion, neither do I. Is it not your kind of thing then? Right, let's get the crane there, and then we'll get the heavy transporter. We've never seen it before. Okay. Well, this is the final map in the base game for RoadCraft. You're basically a company that goes around. Yes, so same with the Mud Runner, Snow Runner, and Expeditions. And you're a disaster relief company, and disasters happen in different places around the world. You have to go back. You have to go to these places and help them get back on their feet. So this map here had seismic activity after they were fracking, and the seismic activity has destroyed and damaged so many of the roads and the terrain that you've got to build low end of roads ourselves, like some of these ones over here, to actually make it so we can actually get convoys and things and equipment down to actually fix things. So at the minute we're just about to go and fix the pier that's here. No, I'm playing it on a controller. I can't really use a wheel properly because so for a wheel you need the pedals and stuff. I've just realised I've gone the wrong way. We were meant to go left there. I did think this doesn't look right. It's the quarry. I don't want the quarry. Yeah, with a wheel you want to use the pedals, don't you? And I can't physically use the pedals, so we can't ever really use a wheel properly. We should be able to skip across to the road over here though. I'm not sure how well the heavy transport is going to go through that watery bit. We may have an issue, I may have to pull it out. At some point we're going to need a convoy here. The yellow doors generally mean a convoy will need to be using that at some point, which could be a problem. We may have to sort the terrain out first. But let's quickly get this out of the way.
Yeah, no wonder Northlock wanted your help with this pier. I bet the quake did it to a number
All the other
of
games we
justice
got. No, they're all different. Kathy, good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? I wouldn't say I have a favourite, to be fair. I like Snow Runner because of the difficulty. With this, when the game first released, there was no damage, there was no fuel. That has now been added in. You have to start the whole game again. And because when they added it in, it was on the penultimate map, there was no way we were starting it from the beginning. So I'd say this is easier than the other games in regard to you don't need to worry about fuel and things and damage. But now they've added it in and the damage modifiers, you can make it harder again. So the thing is, it's different. You're not just delivering things all the time. You're actually trying to fix things. So like this pier here, we're about to have to put in the slabs to fix the pier. Your weekend was good, Kathy. Good to hear. Right, heavy transporter. Let's get this over as well. My only concern is the mud bit and us getting stuck. We'll know for definite in a second. Luckily we're near one of our bases, so we wanted to pull a different vehicle out to help. I'm also not sure positioning. Where's the best place to park up? Because obviously we've got the crane on the pier now. And because we can only pick up the pieces of the pier from one end, we need this in a position where it can reach it, but without having to keep driving, while also reaching the gaps we've got to put these bits into. Maybe we go on the left hand side. All the bits that need fixing I think are on the left. I do watch football. Yes, I support Liverpool. What about yourself? Okay, there's the 4 bits we're replacing. I wonder if we reverse down here. I think we need to reverse there. The only problem is, I am not very good at reversing this thing. But I don't think I think that's where we need to go. Or, let's knock the fence down. Oh, there's actually a ramp here as well. Oh, okay. So there is a ramp there. I don't know if we can get up there with this. Maybe. Okay. If we stop there, jump in the crane, we might as well put the first piece in, and we may need to manoeuvre around from there. So if we now put this here, in fact we may not need to move again, I think. Let's anchor it out. Okay. No, we're going to need to move. The anchors are in the holes. So we're just going to move slightly here. Let's try that. Back anchors in the hole again. Let's go diagonally. Oh, we're out of time. I didn't realise we'd already gone past our time. Let's finish off this mission for the port, for the pier, sorry, and then we'll stop. And since we're here, let's get it finished while we're here. It shouldn't take too long to do. We just need to quickly unstrap the cargo back into the crane. Now, the way we actually stack this may become a problem, because obviously we can only pick up from one side. There we go. That might be right, actually. Right, that's the pieces. 4 pieces to place to fix the pier. Tottenham for Australia. Okay, no, Tottenham's not too bad. Definitely can't hate you for that, no. It's all good. We just caught the end, Cafe. I didn't actually realise the time, to be fair. I've been quite engrossed. I didn't realise the time, to be honest. Okay, let's get this down. It's nearly there. Okay. It's telling us is that do we need to lay this flat? It's saying we're there, let's see. Okay, that's bit sunk under the floor. Ah! I didn't think these were sinking under the floor. I thought they were the actual flat pieces, but I don't think they are. That's surprising. It wasn't what I was expecting, really. I thought these were the actual flat pieces. Maybe this won't be done now, and there's going to be more than just one to do. Right, next piece. Again, back over that side. I wonder if we ought to do another mission for this. This may not be all in one, because obviously once these are laid in position, it still needs the concrete bit on the tops, doesn't it? So I wonder whether we have to bring concrete slabs here as well. But let's get all these ones done and see what it says. Bring it up a little bit. Can I reach? I don't know if I can reach, you know. I don't... Have I got the reach? Just about. It's there. I'd like to try and get as much of it in for ourselves first. But these are not going to be simple. Right, 2 to go before we finish for today. Thanks for the like, videos, much appreciated. Also, while we're doing this, and before we finish, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys. The ones that we've been going, it's nearly 5 years now since the accident that actually made us start this, which I can't believe it's nearly 5 years already. And a lot of you guys have been with us for quite a while through thick and thin. And I was told this morning by ePlayer when he dropped by, we hit 50,000 subscribers today. I don't know how, I don't know why, but somehow we did. So a massive thank you to all of you guys. I know we struggle a little bit because we can't stream in school holidays and things, and we lose a little bit of consistency because of that. And recently, the injuries have got the better of me in some ways, so it's been a bit up and down for a little while now. But all I can say is massive thank you to you guys. Okay, that's in one position, last one to go, and then we're going to be out of time. Thank you, Catfish. I just don't understand it. As I've said previously, you know, subscribers mean nothing once you're monetized. It really doesn't. It's all down to views. But I don't even check subscribers very often. And yeah, I was surprised as anyone else. Thank you, Grilled Pedestrian. Much appreciated. So yeah, I don't know how we've done it, honestly. But yeah, it's incredible. Now we just need to get the consistency we had back. This year's been kind of a bit of a struggle, I think, more than anything else. And some of it is because of the injuries, some of it's not. Some of it's just me. But yeah, it's been an interesting year so far. I'm looking forward to doing the end of year, the anniversary video. I think there'll be quite a bit to talk about this year. And then obviously we're hopefully going to have the spinal surgery next year, so that will change things again. It's either successful and we can return to work, or it's not successful and we can't. But we don't know. And that is mission complete. It's not actually to fix the pier, it's to strengthen the pier. So I actually thought the mission was to fix the pier, but it's not. So all 4 parts are now in position. That is done. Whether we have to do more with the pier in due course, I don't know. But we're out of time for today. We've extended by about 10 minutes while I finish the mission off. We have 2 main missions left, and then I think that's 50%, because that should finish the second part of the main story. We've got to recommission the spring pump station. This involves delivering 3 different objects to the spring station over there. And then we also need to deliver the valve we've already got and replace 1 pipe on this section. Just there, right at the top of the hill. Replace that pipe, and then that is both parts done. And I think that will be the end of that'll be 50%, and that'll be the halfway point of this map. Grilled Pedestrian, thank you for dropping by, much appreciated. And thank you for the like word, much appreciated. Grilled Pedestrian, thank you for dropping by. I know you wasn't expecting to see this in your recommended, but thank you for dropping by and saying hello. It's always appreciated. You do your what day do you do your first stream? I don't know. So I've always said the anniversary is the date of the accident, because that's obviously when we had to change things. I actually don't know without looking. I need to go back and have a look, don't I? And see. You've watched about 4.5 years. You've been here from a long, long time, Kathy, to be fair. I thought we weren't going to hit 50%, but although there's 4 parts to this map, and we're on the second one, hence the arrow, we're over 50%. So that is telling us we are 59% done, and yet haven't done halfway through. Don't quite know how that works. It doesn't work in my head. But we've completed 9 of 17 infrastructure requests, 18 of the 33 missions, and 7 of the 9 side objectives. So we are making really good progress, to be fair. But yeah, wasn't expecting 59%. I wasn't expecting 50, because otherwise you'd be halfway through, but obviously not. But we are 59% done on Kernel as we look to finish the base game as well. We are back with more RoadCraft on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning we are live with Assassin's Creed Shadows as we look to continue the Platinum Hunt and clear some of the map and some of the side stories that we haven't finished yet, and the Anima stuff as well, to be fair. So tomorrow morning is Assassin's Creed Shadows. RoadCraft is back on Wednesday. But if you're not unsure of the time, check out the scheduled video from yesterday or the community post on our community page from yesterday. That will tell you everything that's happening this week. But yeah, it's weird already thinking about 5 years. It really is. But I need to have a look for the exact date of that first stream. That's something I do need to look for before we do the anniversary video. But the anniversary isn't till December. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Because I think like even that first year, in that first year period, I think I even streamed Christmas Day after the accident. I think I did because I couldn't travel, so everyone else went out for the day to parents and stuff, and I couldn't go anywhere after the accident. So I think we streamed Christmas Day that year as well. I know our first ever stream was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I know that, but I don't know the date. I need to have a look at that and see when it was. But yeah, the accident was December the 10th. So it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, that's me reminiscing already. We'll get to that in December. But that is out of time. So a massive thank you guys. I cannot believe we're 50,000 subscribers. And as I said earlier on, all I can say is thank you to you guys. You guys make the channel what it is with your choices, your votes, and having your say. So a massive thank you to you guys. And hopefully before the end of the year, we can get all the consistency back, including all the episodic content as well. But that is it for today. A massive thank you to you guys. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. I was playing Valhalla when you saw us, did you, Kathy? Yeah. So that was the first game we streamed. So yeah, you've probably been here from very close to the start then, Kathy, to be fair. But very good to speak to you again, Kathy. I know our timings aren't brilliant for you at the minute. Hopefully we can get afternoon streams back in due course as well. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that is it. A massive thank you guys. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. We're back tomorrow morning with Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Wednesday morning RoadCraft. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in our live stream very soon. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.